And we are live for Sunday Night Football. I hope you guys can hear me. This is going to be a lot of fun. First Sunday night live here in the Pro Football Demon Cave. See this? This is an undisclosed location. Meme's awesome. This is your videoly reminder to give Vegas detention. I'm sure Vegas will get detention tonight, although I don't have the authority to give Vegas detention. That is the teacher, and he is not here today. I don't know where he is. We don't hang out. But we got the Steelers and the Raiders, and it's going to be a lot of fun. A little bit about that Jet game today. I don't know what Robert Saleh is thinking. I don't know what he's thinking. Saying that Zach Wilson will be the quarterback going forward, that is insane. That is insane. Here come the Raiders pouring out onto the field like a bunch of criminals. Look at them. Are they getting booed? Of course they're getting booed. Fell victim to the trap game. Ravens shot themselves in the foot today, as did the Cowboys. Wow. Can you believe the Cowboys lost? That's what's interesting about this. Who's going to crash for Caleb? Because I was certain it was going to be the Arizona Cardinals. Now, hey, the Jets are in the picture, I guess, right? If they are starting Zach Wilson for the rest of the season, I don't know. Is that a clear indication that they want a high draft pick? I think it might be. Nick K. Oh, I feel you, man. Devin A. Chain on my bench. Just shoot me. Hey, man, I tried to trade for him yesterday. I offered 2 second-rounders in Dynasty and was denied. And I was like, all right, maybe he won't have a big game. Maybe I will revisit this. And then he went off today. So sorry about that, man. It happens to the best of us. Kirk Cousins, you are a New York Jet? I don't think so. It sounds like they are going to roll with Zach, and I don't understand it. The only thing I'm thinking is perhaps they want a higher draft pick. Maybe they're thinking, okay, we're going to have Aaron. So their jobs are safe. Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh, the jobs are safe. They're not going to get fired because Aaron Rodgers is going to come back next season. So they're not going to get fired. I think the only thing they're possibly thinking is, okay, well, we aren't going to have to give that first rounder to Green Bay, and now we can grab an offensive lineman or something. But if that first rounder is high, if they roll with Zach all season, and he is not the guy, and he's clearly not the guy, and I know he's not going to be the if they have an opportunity to grab one of these top quarterbacks and they don't, wow, that's going to be – I think they're going to lose the fan base. Because we'd only have Aaron Rodgers really for 1 year, maybe 2. I don't think he's going to play that much longer. So, yeah, that's insane. If the Raiders win or lose, they will go to detention. Morgan, absolutely. I think that is what will happen. Again, I'm not the one who make though. Justin Fields, robotic. Yeah. In my earlier live during the Jet game, I said, if you own Justin Fields in fantasy, just hold him. You might as well, because you're not going to get anything for him right now. They looked bad. 99 yards passing. At least he ran the ball a little more, so you still kind of have that rushing floor. But they look horrible. They look horrible. They'll probably get the first overall pick again. And if Caleb Williams is – if they get the first overall pick, Caleb Williams is there. Obviously, he's going to be there if they have the first pick. But they have to take him and then move on from Justin Fields at that point, because you don't just keep rolling with bad quarterbacks. And it looks like he is a bad quarterback. Meme's awesome. You were panicking because you lost Dobbins, but you have Mostert, you said? Is that what you said earlier? And you started Mostert, I assume, which is good. I have a buddy of mine who's a Dolphins fan, and I think he's playing fantasy football for the first time in a long time. He joined one of my leagues. His first pick was Raheem Mostert. And I was like, he's a Dolphins fan. I was like, what are you doing? And now, I don't know. He was smarter than all of us, I guess. Oh, my God. I don't think Caleb Williams would even want to go to Chicago at that point. That's an interesting thing, because now these players have a little more wiggle room. They are making money, these college guys. So I think he would go, but you never know. Somebody's got to go. All the quarterbacks can't say we're not going to play for Chicago. Somebody's got to go. So Brian McFadden must be over the moon right now. I just spoke to Brian McFadden right before I came on here. I told him he has a free pass to pop on unannounced whenever he wants, whenever I'm on one of these lives. But he said he got numb to the touchdowns. And he said he's never felt that before. He was just numb to them scoring points. My response to that was we could have used some of those touchdowns. As a Jet fan, could have used some of those touchdowns. Man, that team looks phenomenal. Very well coached. Mike McDaniels looks like a genius to me. The way he's using these pieces and that speed and to his accuracy. I gotta be honest. When I first heard he was going to Miami, I see this guy that looks like a teenager, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. He the Shanahan disciple. All right, whatever. We'll see. And he was happy about Tua being the quarterback. So this guy doesn't know what he's getting into, because I had no faith that Tua was going to be a good quarterback. I saw a small guy who can't really move like like some of these athletic quarterbacks do. Who I considered to be injury prone. Man, was I ever wrong about that? He's phenomenal. Pittsburgh will go to detention if they lose. Pittsburgh better not lose this game. I mean, you kind of expect the Raiders to. The Raiders are one of the teams that we all thought were maybe going to be a 4 or 5-1 team. Maybe not some Raiders fans, but Pittsburgh does not win this game. That's going to be crazy. Mike Tyson is there. That's awesome. I think my stream is generally a little bit behind yours, but I'm going to be doing play-by-play, and we're going to see. We're going to see what happens here. Chicago's absolutely horrible. At 22 of 22 positions, they may be the worst team I've seen. It's bad when the NFL breaks away from you that early in a game. When they don't think you are worthy of being watched that early on, that's bad. That's a bad situation. Denver got blown out by the former ball boy. Yes, that is correct. That is correct. I'm rooting for Vegas because I hate the Steelers. That's SG saying that. I don't know that I have a rooting interest in this game, to be honest. I guess I want to see Jimmy Garoppolo do well. I also want to see Kenny Pickett do well. So I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how it goes. I might decide who I want to win as the game's going on. I have a tendency to root for the underdog as the game is going on, the team that's falling behind. I just want to see a good game. I want both teams to have fun. Josh McDaniels was 6-11 last year. Mike Tomlin. I wonder if he's going to have a losing record this year. That offense looks bad. Najee Harris looks horrendous. He looks like he's running in mud, like I've said. Did we have this game primetime week 17 last year? I don't remember. I don't remember offhand. Oh, Chargers Steelers, week 17. All right. And here comes Kenny Hockey Hair Pickett. Allen Robinson and George Pickens, Calvin Austin. And losing Deontay Johnson was a big deal, obviously. All right, we got Kenny Pickett lined up under center. He's got Najee Harris behind him. He takes the snap. He gives it to Najee Harris. And Harris looks like he's going to take him down in the backfield. He is not. He gains a couple yards. What is that, about 5 yards? All right. Not bad. He looked like he was stumbling most of the way. But I thought he was going to get tackled in the backfield. One of his biggest runs this season. That is right. Thomas from Henderson, Nevada. Are you so who are you rooting for in this game? Joe Smith, dude, the entire state of Colorado has lost their sports card. No more football for us. Oh, that's Joe Smith. That's my boy. I saw you called before, man. I was kind of tied up, but I meant to get back to you. I'm sorry about that. Najee Harris takes that about 4 yards. So what do we have? A 3rd and 1. Surprised they came out running it on first and second down. But I guess when you get 5 yards on the first down, running out on second down is not a bad idea. And Pickett is back under center. Tight end lines up as a fullback, and he gets stymied. Wow, that's rough. They got a punt here. This is not a Dan Campbell. This is not a Dan Campbell offense. So there was Nichols on that tackle. Wow, look at that, man. Swim move on the inside just clogs up that hole. That was beautiful. Man. All he had to do was lean forward a little bit. All Hayward had to do was lean forward a little bit. The fullback dive, the Matt Canada special. Joe Smith, you forgot part of my comment. I do not swear on here. Vegas, that's 10 detentions. Vegas may have avoided detention with that. Carter takes it from the 9. Oh, man, he gets pushed back. He's down at about the 10 or 9-yard line. As a Carolina fan, they can keep losing and draft Marvin Harrison Jr. It's the perfect plan to ease my consistent pain. That would be nice, Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't know if Bryce Young is going to be the guy. That is my only issue. And yeah, his size has something to do with it. And I've fallen for that before, by the way. So Garoppolo, he's got a 4-receiver set, it looks like, on the shotgun. Throws it to Adams. He's got about a 5-6 yard gain. So Jimmy Garoppolo with a 72% completion percentage this season. Very nice. Benched Isaiah Pacheco for Brian Robinson. You can't kill yourself over something like that because Pacheco was questionable. Robinson had a big game. That's what happens in fantasy football, man. We're not swamis. We're not going to know what happens. Josh Jacobs picks up, I think about 1, maybe half a yard. Oh, I forgot. I have, you guys are going to love this. I have a ticker. Look at that with the score going. So you don't even have to watch TV. You can just look at that ticker below, and I will keep you up to date on the score if I remember. Benchwarmer Brad might kill Robinson Pacheco. Oh, I'm sure he will. Bust Anonymous is going to be livid this week. Garoppolo back to pass, and he's looking for Adams. Throws it out of bounds. And Vegas, that's detention. That's 3 and out, Vegas. What's that about? I do a good impression of a teacher, by the way. Fancy ticker, we big time. You know we're big time. Anything I can do to make your viewing experience better, I'm going to do. And if that includes a ticker like that below, well, money's no object, okay? I'm not even going to tell you how much that costs to do. But just know, I'm here for you guys. There's an end-over-end punt. Oh, look at this. Calvin Austin gets to, there's a flag thrown. So it looks like that's going to come back. Oh, yeah, tortilla. Fields is going to get slapped with a tortilla. He should get slapped with the whole package of tortillas. Absolutely. Joe Smith, since your team season is over, who's ready for the Golden Bachelor? I don't want to hear about anybody's season being over. You can't talk to a Jet fan about seasons being over. I can't believe I'm in the midst of another season that is just going to be a wash. 3 games in, and it's a wash. Wow, SG quoting one of my old skits. Sam Darnold tried to hit Robbie Anderson in a deep route with a burrito, and it didn't go well. I can't believe you remembered that, man. You are a true one. Meme's awesome. Dad, what is a QB? I don't know, son. We're Bears fans. Yeah. Look, well, you guys, I don't even want to say the Jets are have been in the same boat as you guys, but since Ryan Fitzpatrick, quarterbacks the Jets have ever had, so that gives you an idea of their history. It's been bad. It's been horrible. Sam Darnold. And then I was one of the people who were on board with going away from Sam Darnold to draft Zach Wilson or draft somebody. I actually wanted Justin Fields. Turns out there was no good quarterback in that draft, except Brock Purdy. That wasn't the Brock Purdy draft, was it? Yeah, it was the Brock Purdy draft. Turns out the move was to wait until the 7th round to take a quarterback in that draft, because I don't think Trevor Lawrence is that good. I mean, that Chargers game last season, that comeback was phenomenal. But I don't know, man. He doesn't look that great to me. Losing to the Texans the way he did, C.J. Stroud looked like the best quarterback on the field. So I don't know about Trevor Lawrence. He'll be a good quarterback. I just don't know if he's going to be that prince that was promised, as they say. I think he'll be okay. Yeah, the Chargers won, so the Vikings are in for a surprise. They're in for a surprise when they show up in that classroom this week. They better not lose to the Panthers last week. I know we have a Panthers fan in the chat, but I don't know that you expect the Vikings to lose to you guys. Vikings, that's 3 detentions, one for one each. One for each, 1 score loss. Yeah, that's the way it should probably go. Eric Jones, who is your first favorite team? I don't know if you mentioned it above. Kenny Pickett's in the shotgun. He takes the snap. He hands it to Najee Harris, who pushes up to about a 3-yard gain, 4-yard gain. Richard, can't wait for your new videos this week. Side note, Jets need to bring back Flacco, better than Wilson. Flacco is better than Wilson. I would rather a Carson Wentz, though. Thank you so much for the compliment, by the way. I would rather Carson Wentz, because at least he has something to prove. Joe Flacco, I think, would just want a paycheck, get out there, play. I don't know that he would be invested in winning. Kenny Pickett throws it out of bounds to Najee Harris. I thought we were going to see more Jalen Warren in this game. SG, the Texans will be good in the future, at least their offense. Stroud, Dameon Pierce, Tunsil. Yeah, they do have nice pieces in place, and I think they're well coached. 3 games in, absolutely like what I see so far. See if it keeps moving forward, keeps continuing. Indianapolis surprised me. I'll tell you, as a Jet fan, I would love to have Gardner Minshew. Kenny Pickett is in the shotgun again. Scrambles left. Is that caught? No. Calvin Austin could not come down with the ball. So 3 3-and-outs in a row. So, yeah. That's where we are right now with this game. 3 3-and-outs in a row. Baltimore, Eric Jones. And they need detention too. Listen, that detention room, I think, is only so big. But I think there are going to be some teams other than Vegas getting detention. I know it's always been threatened and it's never actually happened. I don't believe it's actually happened. But Vegas gets the window seat. Carter brings it out to about the 26 on the punt return. 4.5 minutes. I hope this game picks up. The Steelers have been playing some sloppy football games. That Cleveland game last week was that was tough to watch. Jerry says Dallas should not get detention because it was a trap game. That's fair. That's fair. But if you're a good enough team to be Super Bowl caliber, and that's what I've heard about the past 3 weeks, Cowboys are Super Bowl caliber with that defense. There are no trap games. You should be able to beat a team like the Cardinals. I mean, I can't, but first of all, you have a guy like Josh Dobbs who was nowhere before the season, and he's better than Zach Wilson. I'm going to bring everything back to the Jets because I can't do it. I just, man. SG, can you interest me in Tyler Huntley or Josh Johnson? We've been down the Josh Johnson road, and it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. That's the other thing is when Mike LaFleur was the offensive coordinator, they made him the scapegoat, but his system was so quarterback friendly that a guy like Josh Johnson came in and ran it well. Mike White came in and was able to run it well. Mike White is a good backup in the league. I thought he had a shot at actually being a starter, but I don't know. He's so fragile, man. He gets hit, and that's really it for him. But I think he threw a touchdown to Robbie Anderson today. So what do I know? Thoughts on the Dolphins? The Dolphins look like they look scary. Before this week, I said I thought the Ravens were probably one of the best looking, well, probably the best looking team in the AFC. That's got to be the Dolphins now. They look insane. I don't know how you keep up with them. Scoring. If Tua stays healthy, that team's going to be scary. It's going to be nuts. How do you put up 70 points in a game? They would have put up more. But I remember seeing it. It was like 35 to whatever at halftime. And I just remember thinking, oh, wow, the Dolphins are going to put up 70. But just thinking in jest, like, okay, that's not going to happen. And then all of a sudden I look and I see that. Sam Darnold or Brandon Allen? I mean, I would be fine going with Sam Darnold. At least I know he can complete passes. He completes a lot of them to the other team. There's a pass to Devontae Adams. He was at the first down marker. They pushed him back a little bit. I think he's still going to get the first down. I think forward progress took him there. Devontae Adams. So these receivers, man, like they are ageless. Guys are playing more and more. That's the one thing that makes me a little confident that Aaron Rodgers might play maybe 2 seasons with the Jets. Would I be shocked if he played 3? I wouldn't say I'd be shocked. 2nd and 1, so that was a 9-yard gain. Garoppolo. Oh my God. Garoppolo takes a hit. He got the ball off to Jacobs, who got the first down, picked up about 4 yards. So the Raiders got, oh man, I don't know how Garoppolo got that ball off. My God. That looks like a glitch. Looks like you're playing Madden and the ball glitched out of his hands. That was insane. All right, Garoppolo's in the shotgun now. And there's the snap, the receiver set. Floats it to Adams. Wow. Just throw it to Devontae Adams. That's all you got to do. Throw it to Devontae Adams. That's all you got to do. Will Burrow get more fantasy? Is Burrow playing this week? I don't know. I don't know if Burrow's playing this week. Garoppolo's back to pass. Hands it to Jacobs. He's going to get tackled in the ball. Maybe not. Oh, he looked like he was going to get tackled in the backfield. Lost the football. TJ Watt picks it up. Was he down? Oh, it's still his ball. Wow. Sloppy football. Minka Fitzpatrick causes the fumble. TJ Watt picks it up. I think he was down because it looks like Jacobs is walking off the field. If he wasn't down, I don't think he would. Oh, he was down. Yeah, knee's down. That's not a fumble. They're going to review it, but that's not going to be a fumble. His knee was down. His body language told me that he thought it was a fumble. So. Kyle Pitts, that's detention. It's not Kyle. Oh, Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh. Sorry. I thought you were saying Kyle Pitts. Pittsburgh. Face cam glitched a little bit, right? Yeah. Yeah. I'm pretty far away from my router, so I wonder if it would glitch. I wondered if it would glitch, but it looks like it's not doing too bad. I indirectly root for Riga since my mom lives out there. All right. That's acceptable. Kyle Pitts? Well, yeah. Kyle Pitts is always open. The problem is this quarterback's not very good. But he's open on every route. I don't know what they're seeing out there. Virtually every route. This isn't a Kyle Pitts problem. I think Kyle Pitts is going to all of a sudden explode. Once he gets a quarterback that says, oh, that's Kyle Pitts, and if I throw the ball to him, he's going to be a monster with it. He's going to explode. Yeah, the runner was down by contact. So the Raiders get the ball back. Now let's see if the Raiders can continue this drive. 2nd and 9. I can't believe the Raiders are moving the ball this well. I guess I'm used to, was that a false start? Yeah, start shooting themselves in the foot. I guess I'm used to watching the Jets not be able to move the football at all. When I see a team actually move the football, it's a little bit of a shocker to me. Use the future telling device to see if Kyle Pitts will score a touchdown at all this year. There is no device. Oh my God, look, it's glitching again. Did you see that? There is no device, though. Enough with this future telling device. Falcons in London. Hey, who knows? Kyle Pitts might score again. Yeah. Jacoby Myers, finally. I have him in fantasy. I need him to do well tonight. Any luck in finding a future telling device? Lone Wolf, meme's awesome. Just answered that question for you. Jeff, you feel my pain as a Giants fan? That I look at the schedule, and with Zach Wilson quarterbacking, that is the only game that I think is perhaps winnable, only because the Jets defense is better than the Giants. I was going to say better than New York's, is better than the Giants. And, maybe somehow the Jets could take advantage of that. Maybe somehow Breece Hall could bust off a big run. Maybe somehow the Jets defense could cause Danny Dimes to fumble the ball. Who knows? But that's the only game on the schedule that I look at and I think is winnable with Zach Wilson at quarterback. That's the state of the Giants. So it's a measurement on the field. Oh, they're going to be an inch short of the first down. Looks like it's about a foot short. I think I told you I am a little behind you guys. I think for some reason my stream, maybe it's because I am in like the center of Florida. My stream isn't as quick as I would like it to be. So it's about, I think it might be about a minute behind most normal people's streams. The Raiders are taking a timeout. Seeing the team move the ball as a Giants fan, I forgot how that looks. Yeah, not counting that second half versus Arizona. You guys moved the ball pretty well, though. We haven't had that. I mean, yeah, we've had a couple of splash plays, but it's like 3-and-out city with Zach Wilson at quarterback. Terrible. Terrible. Graduated from high school, Centerville, Florida, a town called Deltona. I don't know where that is. I'm a Jersey guy. I've lived here for a while. But I grew up in Jersey, right on the border of Garoppolo back to pass, Devontae Adams. That's a touchdown. That was beautiful. I would love to see that. Somebody called it. I didn't know if she was trolling me or not because I was saying I was a little behind on the stream. But Martha Wilson called it before it happened in my time. You guys don't know. I might even be in a different reality right now, just trying to stream this from somewhere, parts unknown, out in the universe somewhere. Between Orlando and Daytona Beach, yeah, I'm fairly close to Orlando. That is phenomenal. I can't believe Detroit gave that up. Not Detroit, Pittsburgh. Sorry. And the kick is up and it's good. I'm sure you guys know that already. Martha is inside the future telling device. There is no device. There is no device, Jeff Sharp. Are you a variant of the actual Profootballdemon? The Profootballdemon is a Nexus being. So Nexus beings, from what I understand, there are no variants of Nexus beings. But I have I've taken a peek into what this week's NFL high school is going to look like. I don't know how Dallas's defense looked the way it was. That kind of actually screwed up everything. I thought that was going to be a disaster of a game. Did you see that there is a little fly that just buzzed by my face? We have flies on this planet. Face cam issues again? Oh, your California is ticker. Yes, sorry. Thank you for keeping me honest. Wait a minute. Let's go to the ticker. Everything has to stop because I have to fix this ticker. So hold on. That's Vegas, right? We're going to give them a big fat 7 because they deserve it. Guys, you ready for this? Bam, look at that. See how easy that was? This is, I'm just getting used to this live stuff. So the ticker might be a little slow from time to time. When you're saying face cam issues, because it looks okay on mine right now, is it a constant face cam issue? Because it looks okay from what I can tell right now. The ticker is updated. There's a lot to start with. I can always start with Minnesota. Could always start with Denver. How does that happen? 70 points. I mean, I didn't think Denver was going to beat Miami, but I didn't think they would lose by 70 points. And Sean Payton's getting criticized for keeping Russ in the whole game. Why? Saying it was disrespectful to Russ to keep him in the whole game. I don't think so. He's starting quarterback. I mean, you're supposed to take him out because they're getting killed? I don't know that was disrespectful. Is it sputtering a lot? The ticker is elite. Jared, thank you. I put a lot of work into this ticker. Put a lot of work into it. And if you'll notice, if you can see where your name is right now, Jared, and then what your comment says, there's a little bit of space before the ticker scrolls. So it's spaced out nicely. So it's, visually pleasing. That's done by design. So you guys don't think that this stuff just happens by accident. That's done by design. Gerald Poe, what's up, man? Denver got an old-fashioned bow whooping. Yes, they did. That was horrendous. And I don't know how, I don't know what that post-game speech was like, but Kenny Pickett is in the shotgun. He does that fancy little leg thing. He gets the snap, and that is incomplete. 2 Pickens. I don't think George Pickens is as good as everybody thinks he is. And I said this last week. If you look at his numbers last year, I think he had 55 receptions, and his yards after the catch, his yak, was a little over 100 yards. So he doesn't get yak. I mean, he'll get open for a big play from time to time, but he basically catches the ball and falls down if he catches it. New Orleans blowing 17-0, man. That's another thing. I was going to be all over Green Bay for going 1-2 when Green Bay pounding me because I picked them to win 5 games, and New Orleans ruined that. Unbelievable. Yeah, New Orleans is going to hear it. Trust me. Pickett is in the shotgun again. We got a 3rd and 7. Takes the ball back to pass. He launches it downfield. And is that Pickens? Oh, it's Calvin Austin. Wow. Look at that. Oh, there's a flag. I think that's going to come back. Wow, Calvin Austin got open though, man. Steelers are patting themselves on the helmet. I wonder if that flag is against them or the Raiders. Oh, that is a touchdown. So we are going to update the ticker. I don't even need you guys to tell me this time. And look what we're going to do. We're going to go 7-6. Change that to 7 until 7 is a thing. That was nice. Calvin Austin is quite fast. He's quite fleet of foot. And Boswell nails the extra point. So we're going to update this ticker again, guys. A lot of play. The ticker's getting a lot of play tonight. Bam, look at that, 7-7. What do I think was more impressive? 70 by the Fins or Arizona actually winning? It's got to be 70 by the Fins because we've seen these games before where a team you think is going to get murdered, but we do not see 70 points scored. We barely even see 50 points scored. So I'd say that's way more impressive than Arizona winning. Arizona hasn't looked completely terrible, to be honest. Look, I've said it. I'm not completely sold on the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys beat up on bad teams. They didn't do it today. They have an elite defense. Trayvon Diggs being out, though, that could hurt them. But guys, if you are in fantasy leagues, pick up Michael Wilson on Arizona. That guy's going to be a beast. You're seeing he was the leading receiver today, only 2 receptions, but he's getting worked in slowly. And in dynasty leagues, I don't know that I would pick him up in seasonal if you have a bench spot and you just want to stash a receiver. I would rather stash running backs in dynasty, but in dynasty, absolutely stash them if you can. Gerald, did you win the All 22 contest? That is awesome. Yeah, All 22 is a lot of fun, man. All 22 is a lot of fun. I am 2-0 in my All 22 league, and I think I should win this week too. Got to see those points come through. Made a couple of roster mistakes this week, but I think I'll be able to survive them. Garoppolo back to pass, and he is sacked by TJ Watt. TJ Watt is going to have probably 45 sacks this season. Already 5 sacks on the season. Awesome. So you took over a team. Are you happy with that team that you took over? It's fun, man. Wait until you get to the end of the season and the off season, and that rookie draft is a lot of fun. I had so much fun with that rookie draft. Garoppolo, 2nd and 18. Garoppolo's in the shotgun. Snap. That's completed to Jacoby Myers. And that sets up a 3rd and 5. That was a great throw by Garoppolo. That was really nice. I mean, 3 Steelers around him. Those 4 Steelers there. He put that in a tight window, man. Look at that, right between the numbers. That was beautiful. Man. TJ is scarier than JJ. Yeah, I think so. Trenton Darnell. I'm going to get to your comment in a second. Jimmy Garoppolo back to pass. He floats this one out, and that's incomplete. I'm a Seahawks fan. Every year I have to place 2 losses to the Rams, specifically because they're the Rams. We can go 15-2 on the season and debut those 2 losses for some. Yeah, that happens in divisional games, man. There is usually, for some reason, the Bills have a hard time with the Jets, with the Zach Wilson-led Jets. They don't have a hard time with the Mike White-led Jets, but when Zach Wilson is the quarterback, it's like, man, the Bills just forget how to play football. It's the strangest thing. So the Jets so maybe that's a winnable game next time the Jets play the Bills. And Calvin Austin on the return. Oh, and he gets stopped after a couple yards. Meme's awesome. I drafted Mostert in the 13th round, and that is the reason people like to go 0 RB. Because you can find a gem like that later in the draft. You can load up on stud receivers, tight end, quarterback. I just traded Sam Laporta and some few other pieces to bring Travis Kelce to my team this year. Now it's dynasty, but I do have Kyle Pitts on the bench. I figure by the time Kelce retires, Pitts should be ready to take over. But I like Kelce's long-term outlook much better than Laporta's. Laporta had a great game today. But I think Kelce finishes tight end 1. I mean, Mahomes is going to lean on him, so. Oh, there we go. I have no idea how Green Bay got lucky enough to pull out the W against the Saints today. Does the game end differently if Carr stays healthy? I think it might have. I think it might have ended differently if Carr stayed healthy. So Green Bay got away with one. But I mean, coming down from 17-0, I mean, the Saints defense should have prevented that from happening regardless of whether Carr went out or not. But hey, they stepped up. But I don't like Romeo Doubs. I think he had a drop today. I think he had I don't remember what type of game he had, but Christian Watson comes back. There's your deep threat. And then that rookie receiver whose name escapes me at the moment. I think he's going to be I think he's really going to be the eventually be the main guy in that offense. I think he's phenomenal. Martha Wilson, I love the Cardinals win. Yeah, I couldn't believe that. Could not believe that. So TJ Watt with that sack. Yep. Marcus Peters is so washed. And it was funny the way he came out and talked smack about Brock Purdy. He's saying he has a tell, and then they just got lit up. I love Brock Purdy, man. I wish we would have taken him with the last pick in the draft. With our last pick. I wish we would have taken him in the first round. Wow. Kenny Pickett just avoided a pick. That would have been a pick 6. Oh, I'm not thinking about. Oh, I'm sorry. That wasn't Marcus Peters that said that. It was Patrick Peterson. Yeah, you're right. I just saw the Marcus Peters thing. I don't know if Vegas can handle many more detentions, Jared. I'm going to have to talk to that teacher and see if he can go a little easier on Vegas. It did look like the Raiders knew what the Steelers were going to do there. So we got a 3rd and 8. Let's see if Kenny Pickett can complete this. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me, man. This is a lot of fun. Go Kenny Pickett and shotgun again. And there's the snap. Pickett launches it downfield. Who did he get that to? Is that George Pickens? Catches the ball and falls down, as George Pickens does. Give them all to the Bears, honestly. Oh, man, that's just like kicking a child when he's down. I don't know what to make of the Bears. On paper, they look like they improved, and I bought into it, and wow. I mean, so many people, if you watch some of these fantasy shows, so many people were saying, go for that Justin Fields, DJ Moore stack. And was that a mistake? Even though DJ Moore got in the end zone today. But, wow. Kenny Pickett gives the ball to Najee Harris. Harris is taken down in the backfield. Loss of about 2. Raymond, how about the Colts upsetting the Ravens? I saw Minshew was starting today and put 4-leg parlay on the Colts-Ravens game today, and they pulled it off. Good for you, man. Yeah, Gardner Minshew's no joke. That is probably the best backup quarterback in the league. I was wiser than the backup rookie with him. And Kenny Pickett's in shotgun again. 2nd and 10. Pickett takes the ball. He throws it out to Allen Robinson, who fights. Pulls Marcus Peters forward. Gets about, I think, 6 on that. SG stacked Fields of Cole Kmet. Hey, man, a lot of us were fooled by that, especially the way Fields finished last year as a QB6 in fantasy. Now, I know fantasy doesn't. Let's go through this play first. Pickett's in the shotgun. Oh, and he is taken down. Was that Max Crosby? Yep. Yeah, I know fantasy doesn't always imitate life, but I just liked what I saw, especially if I think it was the Ravens game last year. Was it the Ravens game? I don't know, man. There were points last season when I watched Fields play, and I thought, all right, this guy's going to be good. I mean, he looks like he's going to be good. And wow. Waiting for the video of Dallas in detention. Jerry wouldn't like that. I don't know if Dallas can get detention because Jerry wouldn't like it. There's the punt. 49 seconds left in the first. We don't get to update the ticker again. Very bummed about that. FaZe, did I see the Bills? I did see the Bills. Yeah, I don't know what to make of the Bills. Absolutely don't know what to make of the Bills. They kind of look good at times past 2 weeks, but I'm still not buying into them. I can't forget that week 1. How's my water bottle look? Is it pretty good with the background? And Jimmy Garoppolo's in the shotgun, and Garoppolo will take the snap. And gives to Jacobs, who goes forward for about a 2-3 yard gain. No matter how bad the Patriots will be, we still own the Jets. You own Zach Wilson. I won't say you own the Jets, because if Aaron Rodgers was quarterback in this game, it would have gotten ugly fast. Garoppolo with the pass to Devontae Adams. So it's gonna be about a 3rd and 1 now. Gets pushed out of bounds right before the first down marker. SG, you need a huge game from Puka tomorrow. Is he playing? I know he's a little banged up, but we'll see. I'm interested to see if he does play. I'm interested to see how he does. I'm interested to see how they use him when Cooper Kupp comes back, because for me, I'm like, sell Puka, because when Cooper Kupp comes back, he's going to see all the volume. I know some people disagree with that, and remember, Cooper Kupp isn't exactly old like we're seeing Devontae Adams. These guys going into their 30s. We saw it with Larry Fitzgerald too when Kurt Warner went to Arizona. He rejuvenated an elder Larry Fitzgerald. So Cooper Kupp with Matthew Stafford playing the way he is, I think when Cooper Kupp comes back, he's going to see a large majority of those targets. And I think that's going to put Puka maybe a little bit out to pasture. He might still have some decent games, but this isn't sustainable, what he's doing right now. Puka will play, and I'm also hoping the Eagles shut Rachaad White down. You see, I can't have that. I need Rachaad White. I have Rachaad White in 2 leagues, so I need him to. I'm going to have to go against you on that, SG. I need Rachaad White to have a pretty good game. I would love if the Bengals start the season 0-3. It's possible. It's very possible. That's one of the surprises. I can't imagine they are going to continue this. But if Joe Burrow's calf isn't right and he's having trouble setting that foot, it's going to be tough for him to throw an accurate football. So yeah, that could be a very, very tough situation for Cincinnati. They were one of the teams that I thought would. Before the season, I was like the Chiefs, Bengals, Bills, and Jets, all vying for that AFC Championship game spot. And now, the Jets aren't going to do it. Cincinnati probably won't do it. I don't know. The Buffalo's going to do it. Looks like could be the Chiefs and the Dolphins. And I remember I did a skit was it last year? Yeah, it was last year when Tyreek Hill went to Miami. I did a skit of Patrick Mahomes saying he wants Miami. I don't know that he would want Miami right now, because, man, Miami looks ridiculous. I have 5 fantasy teams. 3 of them are Dynasty. SG. Out of curiosity, that's really all. I feel like if I do more than that, then it all kind of blends into the same thing. And I don't know what the hell's going on. Garoppolo back to pass. It's a 3rd and 1. He floats this out to Devontae. He gets the first down. He gets taken out of bounds. Nice, efficient quarterback play by Jimmy Garoppolo. And I should not be surprised by that. Devontae just knows how to get open, man. Just knows how to get open. Nice, efficient quarterback playing by Garoppolo. Garoppolo's in the shotgun again. He takes the snap, gives it to Jacobs up the middle for about a 5-yard gain. That was nice. He put a hit on somebody. 93. Who was that? That's another guy, man. I was getting fantasy questions. People asking me, should I trade Josh Jacobs? If you're good at running back, I mean, if you have decent running backs and you need something, but I would wait for that game, like, the 2-touchdown game or something where you can sell him high, because you're not going to get the value for him that you probably should. Jacobs takes it again. He gets about 3, I think. They're about 1.5 yards short of the first down. And no one wants Miami right now. No one wants Miami at all. When you put up 70 points in an NFL game, I mean, wow. I've never witnessed that. I wasn't born the last time that happened. Yeah, Jimmy G is actually looking competent. Jimmy G is an efficient passer. His problem has been injuries. Garoppolo back to pass again. Oh, he uses his legs. And he hits Devontae Adams again. First down. They have a nice connection, a much better connection than he had with Derek Carr last year. Looking at this, Vegas's offense looks way more efficient than Pittsburgh's. They look like the better team. And Pittsburgh fans they also went on my video and gave me garbage about, I forgot how many wins I said they would have. I think I said 8 or 9. And Pittsburgh fans were saying they were going to get 11, 12. And they're probably not even going to get 8 or 9. Garoppolo launches this downfield. Jacoby Myers is looking for a flag. He's not going to get one. Minka was on him, but he was looking at the ball. They typically won't throw a flag in a scenario like that. Trenton Darnell, 70 points are nothing to scoff at no matter what level of football you're watching. That's true. You put up 70 points in a game, but we've seen college blowouts before. We've seen high school blowouts way more often than we've seen. I mean, the last time we saw that in the NFL was 50 years ago. That's insane. Didn't like Oregon put up like 80 points or something a couple of weeks ago? Or we see it in college. We see it happen. And sometimes it's just because, one team is so dominant. It's such a disparity in college football at times. Garoppolo's in the shotgun again. We got a 2nd and 10. Garoppolo takes the ball. Tosses over the middle. That's intercepted. Wow. Just as I was singing Jimmy Garoppolo's praises, he does that. So I might have been the kiss of death there. Sushil Ori, I hope I said your name right. When can we expect the NFC East apology letter asking for a friend? Tell your friend the NFC East is going to get hit, and it's going to get hit hard. I think. Again, I'm not the teacher, so I don't know what's on his mind right now. I'm sure he's not happy wherever he is watching these games today. I'm sure he's sitting there with a notepad, jotting down what he's going to say. And I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of that. So that guy's a maniac. Why? I feel like every time I look up, Derek Jeter is in another commercial. And I was sick of seeing him when he played baseball. I mean, this is a phenomenal baseball player. Good guy, too, apparently, but still. I hated the Yankees. Cliff, the Broncos got a Heisman-level beatdown. That they did. That was embarrassing. And serve Sean Payton right for coming out in the beginning of the season and talking the way he did. I thought that was a little, I know Sean Payton likes to talk, but it's just, it almost seems like he was trying to throw Nathaniel Hackett under the bus for the team failing this year before they had a chance to fail. That's what it seemed like to me. To say, hey, whatever you see happening here, I didn't put this together. Just wait until I put my mark on the team to save a little face. You are not the teacher, but you are the creator. That is correct. But the teacher still has an independent mind of his own. I thought I explained that. He has an independent mind of his own. I just create what happens around him, but he reacts to it in his own way. Faye's Yankees fan here. Sorry about that. They used to drive me crazy, and it wasn't the team. When I was a kid, I was growing up, I used to actually like the Yankees. I liked Mattingly. I liked Spaghetti. But when they started getting good, because I was a Mets fan, a lot of Yankee fans just come up to me and say the Mets suck from just out of left. And it made me despise the Yankees and their fans. So, Remy, I'm a Yankee fan, and I'm sick of seeing Jeter nonstop. Yeah, I mean, he's everywhere. It's all over the place. They should put Hulk Hogan in more commercials. Kenny Pickett in the shotgun. There's a snap. Pickett rolls out to the left a little bit, gets the ball off the Fryer move. That's about a 15-yard gain, first down. Yeah, I think, Trent, I think the problem was everyone hated the Yankees because I think they were jealous. I was not jealous of the Yankees. I think I told you guys this. My dad rooted for the Yankees, Mets, Giants, Jets. He was a local guy. So that's why I grew up watching the Yankees. I grew up watching the Mets, but I picked the Jets and the Mets. And I had no ill will toward the Yankees. When they first started doing well, I was happy about it. But it was when the Yankees fans started coming at me for no reason. That's when I was like, F them. Calvin Austin, no gain. Ty BD 35. What's worse, Dallas versus Arizona or Miami versus Denver? We were just talking about this. It's got to be Miami because when do you see 70 points scored in an NFL game? That's not something we see. We've seen bad teams win games against teams they shouldn't beat. We've seen that happen. We see it happen every year. But we do not see 70 points. Pickett hands off to Najee Harris. Najee up the middle with a nice spin move. Look at him go. It's about a gain of 8. I like this question, SD. Which name is better, Divine Diablo or Smoke Monday? I like Divine Diablo just because anytime you throw the word Diablo into something, I think it sounds cool. Smoke Monday is a pretty cool name too, though. Remy, the 80s sucked, so when we got good in the 90s, we got worse than Cowboy fans. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And thank you for recognizing that. Yeah, they had bad teams in the 80s. They had, let me see if I can remember that infield. That was they had Mattingly at first, obviously. Mike Pagliarulo at third. Man, I can't remember their second baseman. Rafael Santana was the shortstop before Jeter. I remember that. Man, who was their second baseman? Oh, Steve Sachs was their second baseman for a little while. Outfield, Ricky Henderson, Roberto Kelly, Jesse Barfield. Do you remember Jesse Barfield's arm? My God, that guy had an arm. Trying to remember who the catcher was, too. I can't seem to remember that. But they had a likable team, though. They didn't win a lot of games, but they had a likable team. Kenny Pickett on a 3rd and 1, and he dives forward with the sneak. He's got it. First down, Pittsburgh. I want to update. I'm itching to update this ticker again. There's a late flag. It's going to be like unnecessary, unsportsmanlike contact. Unnecessary roughness. I don't even know what I'm saying. Unnecessary roughness. Mason. Max Crosby. Sorry, not Mason Crosby. Look at this pulling guys off the pile. You don't do that. Ty, I know this hurts, but do you think your team would consider trading for a quarterback? I don't. For Robert Saleh to come out today and say Zach Wilson's our starter, I think he gives us the best chance to win. Those were his words. I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think they're going to make a move off him. Saying he gives us the best chance to win is an asinine comment. We're not stupid. We know what we're saying. So the only thing that makes sense to me is they know with Zach, there is no upside, and you're positioning yourself for a high draft pick. Now, what they would do with that high draft pick, what they should do, I think, is take a quarterback. I doubt they would do that. I think they would go after an offensive lineman. But you bring in a young quarterback to play behind Aaron Rodgers. If that makes Aaron Rodgers mad, so be it. He's going to be there for like a year or two. This isn't a situation like it was with Green Bay where they drafted Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers was like, I still have a lot of football left to play. So, what are you doing? That this is, we'll bring in a rookie. He can learn behind you. That's the way to do it. And let Aaron play 2 years. The rookie come in after that. Whoever it is will be better than Zach Wilson. Whoever it is. You can't get much worse than Zach Wilson. I'm saying I would do play-by-play, and I'm sitting here talking about Zach Wilson. Kenny Pickett threw an incomplete pass on 3rd and 6 to Calvin Austin. Surprise, surprise. And we're going to be updating the ticker here soon, I think, if they complete this field goal. Barfield was a freak. Reggie Jackson, yes. I loved Reggie Jackson. I had when I was I don't know how young I was. I was pretty young. But do you remember Chris Chambliss? I remember I found a Chris Chambliss card in one of my older cousins. He had like a cardboard box of baseball cards. And I pulled out Chris Chambliss. And I thought it was a Reggie Jackson card. And I was like, I'm keeping this. And he's like, that's not Reggie Jackson. Maybe I was too young to read. I don't know. But I was mad. Willie Randolph. How did I forget Willie Randolph? I'm so mad. I met Dave Winfield when he put out his book, A Player's Life, and he autographed it. He was the kindest man, and I was a kid, and his hand was gigantic. SG, I have reached Kenneth Walker again. If this is the Seahawks, I can't talk ever, so please stop calling. Wow, you know all the lines, man. That is phenomenal. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You think, Ty, do I think Aaron Rodgers is coming back? He was talking about coming back this year, talking about recovering. So he's absolutely coming back. For how long? I don't know. I'm thinking in his mind, he's looking at a 2-year window, which I think is fairly likely. I don't know that he would play beyond that. Now, if he comes back as a setback or suffers another injury, then I don't think he's coming back after that. But that's why if you're jockeying for that high draft pick, the smart move, in my opinion, would be to do so you can get yourself a quarterback. With Zach Wilson quarterbacking this team, they have 1 win. The ceiling, and I think this is a stretch, I think the ceiling is 4 wins, the absolute ceiling, and I don't see that happening. I see maybe 1 more win on the schedule. Maybe 1 more win. He can't score points. And the last time I checked, you need to score points to win football games. Do I need to update the ticker? Did they kick a field goal and did I miss it? Ty, you're a Steelers fan, by the way. Well, good luck tonight, man. SG has a story here for us. I heard a story about one of Reggie Jackson's final games. The catcher told him where the pitches were going. Reggie fouled them back twice. Oh, wow. Hitting a round ball with a round bat is apparently the hardest thing in the world to do, right? So even if you know where the ball is going to go. Ty, I know it sounds ridiculous, but everybody hold on. I got to update the sticker again because we have a score change. So we're into double digits now, guys. Wait until you see how this looks. It's going to look phenomenal. Look at that. Double digits. Back to you, Ty. So with Zach Wilson, you guys are tanking. I think so. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. How after this game, when you couldn't move the ball, I don't know how, as an NFL head coach, you look at that and say, oh, I saw some good things there. He was talking about the team didn't do him any favors. Well, he doesn't do the team any favors. As a quarterback, that's your job. So, Yeah, Remy, that was a different time. Unless you have Ray Lewis's 2000 Ravens D, then you don't have to score an offense. That D will score. Yes, and unfortunately, the Jets defense isn't that. The Jets defense is not the Ravens D. So Josh Jacobs just gets stuffed for no gain. Got a 2nd and 11. Garoppolo's in the shotgun again. Back to pass. Floats it downfield. Devontae Adams, almost came up with the catch. I thought he had it. Micah Fitzpatrick was hanging out around there. That's how you guys are. The toughest division in football, though. You know, I haven't given that a lot of thought. You might be right. Might be right. That is a tough division, but you look, we can make all the excuses. I don't know if you're doing that, but we can make all the excuses for Zach Wilson we want. He has had plenty of time to show us he's got something, and he hasn't done it. There's no way they should have lost that game today. Absolutely no way. There's a delay game on the Raiders. Vegas, that's detention for the delay game. Yeah, that's something I want to say. The AFC East is the toughest division. That's something I have to think about. It's not the NFC East. NFC North, but they have like the worst team in football, so that removes the North. Let's see, the Jets aren't a bad team. The Jets have like a top 10 roster. Garoppolo throws that ball underneath to, I don't know who that was. I couldn't see. The Raiders will have to punt. NFC South, not the toughest division. NFC West. NFC West, I mean, the Cardinals don't look that bad. Amir Abdullah, okay. NFC West looks pretty legit. So they might be able to make a claim for the toughest division. The thing is, the Patriots and the Jets have no offense. They can't move the ball. That's the problem. The AFC North, I don't know, man. The Bengals don't look that good. Steelers don't look that good. The Browns look like they're good sometimes, but I don't trust them. So I don't know. I don't know that I would go with the AFC North on that. My opinion on Jimmy G, he's efficient. I know he threw a pick earlier, but he's efficient. You can do a lot worse at quarterback than Jimmy Garoppolo. And apparently some teams are doing worse at quarterback than Jimmy Garoppolo. Two of them are in New York, not Buffalo. But although after week 1, man, I thought Josh Allen, everybody was ready to bury Josh Allen. So the AFC East could be the toughest division of football. I don't think it's clear cut though. I think we'd have to wait a couple more weeks before we actually determine that. It's only week 3. Usually by week 4 or 5, we have a pretty clear cut picture of what's going to happen now. Now, yeah, sometimes teams turn it around. They go on a little streak, but I think we're getting more and more data week after week. Guys, join us on Thursday, by the way. We do the Fantasy Q&A show. So if you have any fantasy questions, I'll be joined by Kevin Phillip Fox, sometimes Brian McFadden, and we take all of your fantasy questions and give you the best advice we can possibly give you. 4 years, 160 mil. The Giants are in a rough spot. That they are. They're in a really rough spot with that. And they started beef with Saquon Barkley because of that. They don't want to pay Saquon Barkley their best offensive player, but they wanted to give Daniel Jones, who is not it. We'll just say that. They wanted to give him $140 million. That's tough. After week 1, Remy, Packers fans were looking to crown themselves the Super Bowl champions. they were ready to. They were saying Jordan Love is the next, superstar quarterback, the next future Hall of Famer. They looked, they didn't look bad. They looked good, but we need to see a bit more from Jordan Love before we start doing that, before we start crowning him. Cliff, on Thursday, am I watching Thursday Night Football, just a fantasy chat? If we have enough people in here, maybe I'll extend it over to Thursday Night Football. But for now, we're just doing a fantasy chat. But if we get enough people in here hanging out, I might extend it over to Thursday Night Football. So tell your friends. Kenny Pickett throws a nice pass to George Pickens at the sideline. That was a good catch by Pickens, keeping his feet in. Max Crosby was chasing Najee Harris on that. That was nice footwork there by George Pickens. Really nice footwork. Pickett gives to Harris, and he gets taken down just short of the line of scrimmage. Only 2 guaranteed with DJ. I don't remember what we were talking about there. Pickett back to pass. Oh, Pickens drops that. Ja'Cory Bennett with a nice play. Look at that. Let's see the replay, because in real time, that looked like Pickens should have caught that. Oh, he should have come down with that. That was a nice play, but he should have pulled that in. Pickett in the shotgun again. There we go. Launches that one downfield. And that is incomplete. And there are 2 flags on that play. So now Bennett got caught. Oh, only 2 years guaranteed with Daniel Jones. Right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs of his contract offhand. I have to look at it, but I'll take your word for it, Remy. 160 mil. Man, do you imagine getting paid $160 million to be a bad quarterback? Man, I'm tired. All right, Kenny Pickett is in shotgun again. Takes the ball, gives it to Jalen Warren. Man, this guy is a firecracker. He is so much faster than Najee Harris. I don't know why they don't feed him more. Najee just looks slow. Jalen Warren, nice cut right up the middle. Look at that. That was about an 11-yard gain. Pickett again in the shotgun. That's caught by Allen Robinson. I can't believe we're still seeing Allen Robinson out there, man. So this year's cap hit is 19.5 mil. Oh my God, imagine me being Deshaun Watson with everything that happened surrounding him and then getting that contract from Cleveland. Wow, that was insane. Pickett in the shotgun again, gives this to Najee Harris. Look at the difference between Harris running with the ball and Jalen Warren running with the ball. I don't know, man. Yeah, I think Warren already is a freak. fast. He's got good hands. This should at least be an even split, at least. But he's the only. I'll pick it in a shotgun, pick it back to pass. There's a flag. Pickett scrambles, gets the first down and more. Oh my God, look at him go. Inside the 5. Wow, is that going to come back though? Illegal shift on Pickens? Oh my God. That's a killer. This referee looks like Maven, the guy who won the first Tough Enough. You guys hear my parrot? She does that. She's awesome, though. Got quite an attitude on her. It's getting late for her. She usually goes to bed around this time. She's probably mad that I'm not paying attention to her either. Okay. Here we go. What do we got? We got a 3rd and 9. I can't believe that play got called back. 3rd and 9. Kenny Pickett is in the shotgun again. Takes the ball. Scrambles again. There he goes. He's going to get the first down. Beautiful. Nice run. That's what I want Zach Wilson to do. I'm going to bring it back to Zach Wilson. Oh, George Kuntz is hurt. Oh, man. That doesn't look good. Pickett's got some wheels. Parrot's laughing at the Vegas team. Yes, she is. She does laugh, though. I could probably, if I start laughing, she'll probably start laughing. She'll mimic it. And she likes when I sing Skid Row, by the way. I Remember You by Skid Row is probably her favorite song. I'm trying to get her to sing it, but she doesn't. She tries, but we got to keep working on it. All right, Malcolm Kuntz looks like he's all right. Maybe just had the wind knocked out of him or something like that. So I'm going to choke myself out now. I'm scratching my back. All right, Kenny Pickett under center. Gives it to Najee Harris, who gets taken down in the backfield. Surprise, surprise. It's about a loss of 4 or 5. On cue, Najee Harris, so electrifying. Yeah, he absolutely is. She's getting louder here. She's mad at Najee. Oh, man. Put Jalen Warren in. I don't know. I don't get it. Kenny Pickett is in the shotgun again. Almost gets sacked. Throws the ball away. And we've got a 3rd and 14. And all 22, by the way, I have Max Crosby and TJ Watt. So, yeah, Remington hit the nail on the head. Vegas D only seems to do well. Vegas D only seems to do well when Najee gets the ball. She has Najee as RB1. And you see, you think she would know better because I told her not to do that. Kenny Pickett gives the ball to Jalen Warren, who gets some positive yardage. My wife closed the door. All right, we're coming down to the 2-minute warning. SJ, every defense does well when Najee gets the ball. Yeah. Parrot's mad because she had Denver's defense. Her fantasy team is not looking good. Najee Harris and Denver's defense. I feel like she's going to pick up the L this week. She probably had Daniel Jones on Thursday too. I had Daniel Jones. I don't know why I went with Daniel Jones in Superflex. I thought he might get some garbage time again, or towards something like that. I just thought, okay, he's got a good, safe rushing floor. All I need is maybe 10 points out of him, 12 points. That'll be fine. He couldn't get me that. Got me 3 points. So I don't know that I'm starting Daniel Jones ever again. I might have to. I really thought he was going to be a good QB2 in Superflex, just because of the rushing. Everybody talks about that damn rushing floor. Justin Fields is killing me too, man. He was my first pick in my Dynasty startup. I traded up to get him. I could have taken Anthony Richardson. I didn't. So, okay, Lorraine that's my parrot's name. So her team right now is Najee Harris, Kyle Pitts, and the Denver D. Who else does she have? What receivers does she have? Give me a second RB and second RB. She has Daniel Jones, a quarterback. I need a second RB and 2 receivers. Then we can round out her team. SJ, did you say that before? Somebody said that to me earlier. You should bring Fantasy Football Warehouse back. I want to. I believe me. I want to bring back that. I want to bring back. Do you guys like the quarterback bar? Because if you like that, I want to bring back that too. And I had fun doing the writer's room. I want to bring back all of these skits. NFL High School is the one that I have the most fun with and the one that people seem to like the most, which is why I focus on that more, because I don't have a lot of time to do all of these. They take me time, but soon I'll have all the time in the world to do all of this. You guys just have to spread the word. Barkley and Chubb is my first 2 picks. I wanted to cry. Yeah, man, fantasy football just gives you that gut punch sometimes. So she stacked Daniel Jones with the Giants wide receivers. Josh Jacobs, RB2. Yeah, that's a bad team. We got to go with a Madison. Okay, we'll have Madison, Josh Jacobs, Chase, wide receiver 1. Beautiful. I like it. Give me another receiver. So we have Jacobs RB2. We'll put Madison at flex. Chase is RB1. I need 1 more receiver, and that'll round out her team. And what's funny is when you look at the team and you look at some of the names on the team, you would be like, oh, this isn't a bad team. That's why fantasy football just kicks you right in the nads sometimes. SG, quarterback, QB bar is great. Thank you. Oh, there we go. Garrett Wilson, RB1. Christian Watson. So we have Jamar Chase, Garrett Wilson as her wide receivers 1 and 2. And she rounds it out with Christian Watson, who is on the bench because he's injured. Eric Jones, NFL High School is the most popular one among my friends. Tell them I said thank you. And again, that's the one I'm going to focus most on. I want to do more long-form content too. But I do want to bring back Fantasy Warehouse. I liked doing that. But it's so much fun having these teams get yelled at by the teacher, who is obviously not me. Oh man, nobody told me to. You guys are sleeping on the ticker here. It's 13-7. Hold on. Somebody could be tuning in right now and telling people, oh, it's 10-7, Pittsburgh. And I know that because I saw it on Pro Football Demons Live. And then I look like a fool. What kicker? I don't think that. Maybe the kicker will. Let's give her Justin Tucker. She's got to have somebody on the team that's scoring points. That is all right. So we got Daniel Jones, we got Jamar Chase, we got Garrett Wilson, Christian Watson on the bench. Najee Harris, Josh Jacobs, Alexander Madison. That is a rough squad. And Kyle Pitts. Cade York at kicker. Nice. There we go. Cliff, Juju can be on our bench too. Scratching my head. Sorry about that. And Jimmy G back to pass. Tries to scramble a little bit. Complete to Josh Jacobs. So if it's a PPR league, she gets a point for the reception. Bass today was the worst kicker. I didn't watch that game. I just saw some of the highlights. Jimmy G overthrows Devontae Adams. That brings up a 3rd and 4. 52 seconds left. I'm going to start using a broadcaster. Oh, quarterback 2, Aaron Rodgers. So, man, should have to put him on IR. So she went with the Rodgers Garrett Wilson stack, which can't blame her, especially being in this house. And Garoppolo is sacked. And somebody comes away with the ball, but I think he's going to be down. He's going to run to the end zone anyway, because why not? Oh, Bass put up 20-plus points. Did he really? Is Garoppolo hurt now? Oh, man. Yeah, Garoppolo just gets hurt, man. Oh, his knee. That leg got bent back. Oh, man. Oh, that doesn't look good. The knee's down. It looks like his leg just got kind of pinned under somebody, so we'll see. Not going to lie, I would love to see Alex O'Connell come in. In the grasp. And there's the punt that is going to bounce into the end zone for the touchback. Eric, Jimmy, you relying on Jimmy G tonight? Are you relying on him in fantasy? Yeah, she went 3 quarterbacks. Daniel Jones, Aaron Rodgers, Jimmy G. He's walking around, so it doesn't look like he I think he just got shaken up a little bit. Looks like he can walk fine. I don't see any blue tent in sight, which is good. Oh, no, he's walking. Where's he walking to? He's got... Oh, no, he doesn't look comfortable. And they're going to take a look at him in the locker room. All right, Kenny Pickett is in shotgun again. We've got about 30 seconds left on the clock, and Najee Harris goes for about a 5-yard gain. So Pittsburgh is letting the clock tick down. Picked up Jimmy G when A-Rod went down. There you go. I like that. Might have to create a skit around my Parrots fantasy team. See how many points she gets every week. See if you can beat my Parrots fantasy football team. You probably can. If you can't, you have a bad team. Oh, so we are at halftime. You can give yourself detention if you want, but you have to be disciplined about it and actually give yourself detention. You can't just say these things and not give yourself detention. Mike Tomlin has one of the coolest voices. And he's got crazy eyes. Well, Remy, I would have expelled myself for that move, not detention. So who was your other, Eric, who was your other option at quarterback? Did you have another option at quarterback? I need to know why Jimmy G got the start this week. Jason Garrett looks way more comfortable in the studio than he did on the sidelines. So Patrick Mahomes got hurt today? I didn't know that. Is he man, the Dolphins put up 70 points and Jalen Waddle didn't even play. I don't know what to do with that team. 70 points. That is scary. I don't know what team is going to stop them. They might, I mean, even like if something happens with Tua again, they might be pretty good with Mike White if Mike White can stay healthy. As long as they don't have to go to QB3, man, they'll be a pretty formidable team. I say formidable a lot. I like that word. Rocky Bly, our 4-time Super Bowl champion with the Pittsburgh Steelers, is doing dental benefits commercials now. You started Jimmy G over Tua. Why? Come to me for this is why you have to join the Thursday show and ask these questions. Because we would have told you to go with Tua. Eric, oh, that hurts. So sorry, man. Join the Thursday show, though. Come on, ask questions. We'll help you out. Mostert was running like Barry Sanders today. I think I told the story earlier today. A friend of mine took Raheem Mostert in the 4th round of one of our drafts, and I thought he was insane. And he's a Dolphins fan, but yeah, that is Eric, man. Remy is right. That is those are grounds for expulsion. Man, that hurts. I didn't have anybody. I didn't have anybody on my bench that went off. Not bragging. I did have one league where I knew I was going to lose. This guy, he just like lucked into a ridiculous roster, and I want to say lucked into it because I feel like everybody happened to fall to him right before I was going to take certain players. So yeah, I ended up playing him today in one of my leagues, and I think he's beat me by like 30 points. I don't have a shot in that league. But all my other leagues, I'm winning. Yeah, sick to your stomach right now. Don't lose sleep over it though. These things happen. Pick yourself up and move on. I used to, man, back in the day, I used to get so emotionally invested in fantasy where it would just make me mad, and it would kind of ruin my day. So I don't do that anymore. Let's see these Dolphins highlights. Wow. It looked like Denver wasn't even on the field. Like, $70-20. Wow. Did not see Florio's bash on Lambeau Field after Carr got hurt. Did not see that. Got to look into it. I had DJ or Tua in week 1 of my teams and went DJ. So yeah. Yeah, it's tough. What Dennis? Was that Dennis Rodman standing next to Taylor Swift? Somebody said Dennis Rodman. I don't know if it was really him or not. You went DJ. Yeah, man, that hurts. Broncos versus Bears next week. Game of the year on deck. That should be. You would think the Broncos are going to win that game, right? Somebody's got to win that game. I can't believe Dak Prescott. I can't believe he threw a red zone pick. Yeah, first team to score wins. Save us from having to watch that game. Should the Broncos loss make Sean Payton's seat warm? I don't think Sean Payton's seat is going to be warm this season. He already painted a picture that this was the worst situation because of Nathaniel Hackett. He already painted that picture. So they gave him a ton of money. It's going to take a lot for Sean Payton to. First of all, it's tough to fire a coach 1 year in when they come in and take over a team, unless they just look completely horrible. And the Broncos do look horrible, but again, this isn't a first-time head coach, right? This is Sean Payton, so it's going to take a bit for his seat to be warm. Denver gave up a first rounder to trade for Sean Payton. I know that. And I don't know that it's Sean Payton's fault per se. I mean, the defense didn't look good. That's not his side of the ball. Offense put up 20, which I guess you'd say is respectable, putting up 20 points. 20 points feels like a dream come true if you're a Jet fan. 20 points would have won the game for us today. So, Russ just doesn't look like the Russell Wilson we once knew and loved. He just doesn't look like that anymore. So I don't know that we can blame this on Sean Payton. Let's see if we go into next season where he's able to put more of his imprint on this team. Now, that's again, he's not going to have a first rounder to do it with. But if he's able to put more of his imprint on this team next season and we see improvements, then he'll obviously be safe. But if they look the same, then I'd say, okay, midseason, there might be questions about, was this the best decision? But I'll tell you, the Chargers are in a good spot because Kellen Moore has that offense humming. And I think at some point, he's going to be the head coach. He's got to be. I can't believe the Green Bay game, man. I wanted them to lose so bad. Get Justin Fields off the field. Should have kept that first pick. Yeah, man. They just look bad. They look bad. Justin Herbert looks awesome, by the way. Yeah, Denver's got real problems on defense. I'll say that. Devin Drumheller, Jordan Love led the largest comeback in the fourth quarter in franchise history. Real deal or lucky? The Saints losing Derek Carr helped him do that. I don't want to say he got lucky. I also am not ready to say he's the real deal. We're 3 games in. It didn't really impress me in those first 2 games. I mean, we see that the Bears are a bad team. They lost to Atlanta, who's not a very good team. Almost lost to the Saints, who aren't a great team. So calling him the real deal would be would be a little premature. He can be a starting quarterback in this league. He looks like he's capable of being a starting quarterback in this league. But, there are tiers, right? So we have like that top tier, which I think Tua has jumped into that top tier. And then we have, 5 to 10. We know who those guys are. And then after that, you have the guys that kind of like hang out around there. You have the Derek Carrs of the world, the Kirk Cousins, Dak Prescott's, those guys who from time to time they do things and you think, oh, okay, these guys are elite. They're jumping into that top 10. They're jumping into that, getting closer to that elite tier. But then they do something to screw it up. So I think Jordan Love is just outside of that tier right now. To me, Jordan Love is, I lump him with like Kenny Pickett. Like we have to see more from these guys to be able to make a real determination. This is only his third start. And again, he hasn't looked great. They came back and won. Props to him for that, but I don't know that I'm ready to say he's the real deal yet. As a Giants fan, we got Tony who became Waller, yes. Got Evan Neal, so I like that trade from Chicago, yes. Oh, Devin, yes. Well, I mean, if you ask a Packers fan, they're going to tell you he is the next coming of Favre. They are living in a world of delusion. Packers fans right now are reminding me of what we had gotten from Dallas Cowboys fans for such a long time, where they were convinced Dak Prescott was a top 10 quarterback. They would fight you tooth and nail. Some would say top 5. I remember early on, I did a top 10 skit, just messing around the quarterbacks there, talking about, and I did rankings. And I didn't have Dak Prescott in the top 10. And Cowboys fans came at me like you wouldn't believe. They're saying it was laughable. And we're seeing that with Green Bay fans. They are so into Jordan Love. And I get it. You love your quarterback. That's awesome. But be realistic. Take a step back. Take your fandom out of it for a second and try to look at it without using rose-colored goggles. The thing they'll say to you is, well, you don't watch the games. You didn't see what he did in the games. He did this, he did that. I had somebody say to me, well, Jordan Love took responsibility for that loss last week. And I said, so that makes him a good quarterback now? Now we just propel him into the stratosphere because he took responsibility for a loss? He couldn't beat Atlanta? Yeah, Eric. Love had this sit for 3 years, should be ready, but only time will tell. And I would argue that he should probably be better than he is, having sat for 3 years, but he's not bad. But the way they act is, Jordan Love's always the best quarterback on the field. They're putting him in like the Lamar Jackson tier, and he's not. He's not close. I know Baltimore lost today, but he's not close to Lamar Jackson right now. Yeah, Remy and Romo. I remember that too. My God. But, that's what happens with fan bases. I have fallen victim to that too. I remember when the Jets drafted Sam Darnold, just seeing the way he played, the type of gunslinger personality he had, the way he moved. I said, I remember telling somebody, I think this guy could be Brett Favre level before he even took a snap in the NFL. Beat Detroit in his first NFL game. And I said, Jets have a quarterback now. This is phenomenal. And then it went downhill. And Adam Gase had a lot to do with that. But just Sam Darnold is not, we see it now. Sam Darnold's not a good quarterback. Like my House by the Cemetery shirt, by the way. If you haven't seen that movie, it's bad. Bad 80s horror movie. It's fun, though. Incomplete to Jacoby Myers. Love would be the best quarterback on the field for Chicago. Yes, that goes without saying. Absolutely goes without saying. I would probably be the best quarterback on the field for Chicago, and I'm not a very good quarterback. I don't know, man. Justin Fields. And the choice of quarterbacks the Jets had it was between Justin Fields and Zach Wilson. So they were screwed either way. Garoppolo with a deep pass downfield. Oh, Devontae Adams takes a shot. There's a flag. That's going to be unnecessary roughness. Adams is shaken up a little bit. That's a beautiful grab. Oh, no foul. Let's see the replay on that. Yeah. Oh, I thought he caught that. He didn't. That was a nice hit. And Jimmy Garoppolo just put him out there to get killed. Who wouldn't be the best quarterback versus the Bears? Probably Zach Wilson. Probably Zach Wilson. Justin Fields is a better quarterback than Zach Wilson. He at least had, I don't know what he had. he ran for like 45 yards today. Yeah, Remy, exactly. Zach Wilson is the worst quarterback in the league. Zach Wilson is worse than probably every backup quarterback in the league and might be in the conversation for third-string quarterbacks. Like Alex O'Connell, a third-string quarterback for the Raiders, I would kill to have him as our starting quarterback over Zach Wilson. And I don't know that he would even be great. I just saw what I saw in preseason. But he looks like he can run an offense. Looks like he doesn't run backwards all the time. So she was a Niners fan. I feel like Lynch and Shanahan owe the teacher an apology letter for the biggest draft mistake before they signed those extensions they got. Yeah. Well, also of all the teams they could have sent Lance to, yeah, sending him to Dallas, right? The thing is, Trey Lance, we haven't seen enough of to make a determination on him. I know San Francisco has, or it could be a situation where they said, well, I mean, they went with Sam Darnold over Trey Lance. So, and I think Kyle Shanahan is a pretty smart guy. So that probably tells you everything you need to know about Trey Lance. But man, they should have taken Mac Jones. Although Brock Purdy is a better quarterback than Mac Jones. But I think that's what Shanahan wanted to do. And I think he was talked out of going with Mac Jones to grab Trey Lance because he's a big-bodied quarterback who can run around. And that's not what Shanahan wants. Shanahan wanted a Matt Ryan type guy, a guy who's just going to run the system, stay in the pocket, and deliver his passes. So that's why I think he was talked out of that. Like, hey, look, we got a guy like Trey Lance. He can make things happen with his legs. And then we can turn him into that passer. So he'll be a dual threat. Najee Harris up the middle, gets the first down. I take Jim Kelly now over Zach Wilson. Yeah, absolutely would. James Perry, what's up? Broncos got to have detention for the rest of the school year after that performance today. The Broncos' performance will absolutely be addressed. So don't you worry about that. It will be addressed, and they're going to feel it, as will the Minnesota Vikings. Not much, brother. Just watching this game. Kenny Pickett with a long ball downfield to Calvin Austin. Got nailed, but that was incomplete. Max Crosby looks like a spider the way he lines up. He's just like all hunched over. And we got, what is this, a 2nd and 10? Kenny Pickett is in the shotgun again. Hands it to Najee Harris, who's running in sand again. Oh, he gained 5 yards. I don't know. He just looks like he's running in slow motion to me, Najee Harris. there was such a difference between him running the ball and Jalen Warren running the ball. Well, the fact that the Chargers didn't charge her was the most shocking thing in the fourth quarter games. Yeah, they did not charge her. But it's because the Vikings Vikinged. So, like, that is like the immovable object meeting the irresistible force. Unstoppable force. Pickett found Pickens. And George Pickens gets a little yak. Look at that. How much of the Denver loss was on the team as opposed to just the defense letting go? I think you have to put a majority of that on the defense. They probably about 95% of that game on the defense. You give up 70 points, it's tough to point the finger at your offense. I mean, they put up 20 points on offense. That's not bad. Their offense hasn't looked great, but putting up 70 points, man, like, that's all on the defense. What is all on the defense? Yeah, Karen, some of the hitting in this game is bringing back memories of the 70s with Lambert and Ham. Yeah. Look at Jalen Warren. All right, there we go. Yeah, Chris Collinsworth keeps talking about how this is this is turning into an old school football game. Seen some nice hits. Vegas should be allowed, James Perry, Vegas should be allowed out of detention this week and only put Denver there. That's an idea. That is an idea. I don't know that I don't know that the teacher would allow Vegas to not get detention, though. We'll have to see. There have been some episodes where they haven't gotten detention, though. And it seems people are disappointed when that happens. Broncos have no defense. Yeah, I mean, you know, you probably could have put some pads out there on sticks and gotten a better result. So Russell Wilson was only 6 yards short of Tua. Tua didn't play the full game, though, right? I know Mike White came in. Yeah, I mean, it's the defense. You put up 70 points. You give up 70 points. I mean, that's embarrassing. You can't expect to put up 70 points and think the finger's not going to be pointed at you. That was horrendous. Now, that is a fireable offense for a defensive coordinator. You allow your defense to give up 70 points. That's a fireable offense, in my opinion. I would not blame Sean Payton for letting him go, but 57-yarder. Let's see. Do I have to update the banner? Let's take a look at the banner here. 57-yard attempt, and that is going to be split. Wow, that was nice. 16-13, Pittsburgh. Look at that. I am right on the money right now. There's the ticker. You know what? Pittsburgh's leading, so I'm going to put Pittsburgh first. We're going to do that. Check this out. Look at that. Jamie, I feel bad for anyone who had to play against Hill and Mostert. Yeah, that was that's ridiculous. Devin Achane, man, he's going to be something. He's going to be something, man. He looks phenomenal. Really wish I could have landed him, but. And the fact that the Broncos traded away Bradley Chubb last year made it even worse. Well, that was the thing, is like the Broncos brought in Russell Wilson. I mean, they made moves like they were kind of tanking. Like, such a bizarre situation in Denver. I like that, Remy. They shall be referred to as the Denver Broncos because they have no D. I might have to steal that from you. I'll give you credit for it if I do. That's pretty good. Dolphins today, 70 points. The Broncos all season, 69 points. Probably, yeah. Is that what they scored all season so far? Or is that what they're going to score for the rest of the season? I mean, I knew the Bears were going to lose to the Chiefs, too. I thought they would make it a little more, I don't know, competitive. At least a little bit. I felt like after last week, the fallout that we saw in Chicago, I thought maybe they would get their act together a little bit, but turns out they didn't. That is how much they scored after 3 weeks. Wow. That's crazy. So the Dolphins today outscored the Broncos all season so far. Wow. Just give me video credit. Yeah, if I use that, I absolutely will, Remy. Remy Ottikins. This is a good question, SG. Were Fields and Lawrence's late runs last season fool's gold? It appears so, especially for Fields. I don't like what I see from Trevor Lawrence. I'm not ready to say, not ready to label him a bust or anything yet. Not really ready to label Fields a bust yet either. He's getting closer by the day. But Lawrence, again, he was not what I don't think he's going to be what we thought he was going to be. People were saying generational, comparing him to Peyton Manning, Elway. Doesn't look like he's going to be that. Yeah, you know your defense gives up when you give up a no-look shovel pass. My God, that was ugly. Garoppolo in the shock. I'm doing bad on the play-by-play here, guys. I'm sorry about that. It's my first time doing play-by-play, so I keep forgetting to. I'm like watching the game. But Josh Jacobs, what was that, a 4-yard run? How many yards does Josh Jacobs have on the game today? Denver should get expelled. I absolutely agree. At least the defense should be expelled. Would it even matter if they didn't have a defense on the field? If you're going to give up 70 points. Devontae Adams on a quick slant. Takes it past the 50 into Pittsburgh territory. Gain of 19 and a first down for Devontae Adams. That was nice, man. He is such an asset. Unguardable. Remy, thank you so much. No need to apologize. I want to get better at this. I am the world's worst broadcaster right now. But I will get better. I'm going to keep doing this and make it more and more entertaining as we go. I would take Lawrence over Fields all day. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I would absolutely take Lawrence over Fields. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not ready to label either of them busts. But I don't like what I'm seeing from Trevor Lawrence. He should absolutely be. Now, again, when we talk about the Chargers game last year, was that more Brandon Staley just being incompetent? Perhaps. I think he's a terrible head coach. Jimmy Garoppolo back to pass. He's standing on the Raiders logo. That's the tension. And that's a horrible, horrible interception. Wow. Oh, my goodness. Terrible. Throw it off his back foot. Not even close to the receiver. Disgusting. How on earth are the Colts 2-1 and leading the division? I think the rest of the division needs to rethink their lives if this continues. William, the Colts actually look like a pretty good team. And if Jonathan Taylor comes back and plays for them, which he should, I mean, this team could be, again, that's not a great division, but I thought the Jags were going to run away with it. Doesn't look like they are. The Texans look pretty good. Colts look better than advertised. Titans have a pretty, they have a quarterback problem. I'll say that. Titans definitely have a quarterback problem. So, just, at this point, see what you got in Will Levis. Maybe give Tannehill another week or so, but might as well let Levis play, or even Malik. See what you have there too. I know Malik looked terrible last year, but Jamie, I'm not even going to. I'm going to attempt your last name. If I butcher it, I'm sorry. Jamie Sapaznikov. Okay. Though the funny thing is, 2 followers are getting more and more ammo, while Herbert humpers, those in Miami, are running out of excuses for why Miami should have taken him over Tua. Look, Justin Herbert has done nothing since coming into this league but be phenomenal. The issues with the Chargers have nothing to do with Justin Herbert. So I think we're splitting hairs when we're talking about Tua and Herbert. Tua looks good in that system with that speed. He still struggles from time to time to throw that deep ball. But I got to be honest, given this situation, Tua is going to thrive. If he happened to be in another situation, I don't know that Tua would still be what we're seeing right now. But Justin Herbert, I believe, would be. So that's the case for Herbert over Tua. Let's not get lost in the numbers. Tua looks phenomenal. He's as accurate as they come. But I still believe Justin Herbert overall is the better quarterback right now. We'll see if that changes. But again, and the reason for that is this system works for him. Mike McDaniel came in, was brilliant. He knows how to craft plays. He built that team with speed, and that works. Tua hits them, lets them make plays. He's just in the right spot. Kenny Pickett throws that to George Pickens. Heard the Raiders are really good at baking, cooking up some nice apple turnovers. Yes. Jacksonville would rather have Lawrence than Desmond Ridder. Well, yeah, that's true. Tennessee forgot how to play. Houston is just confusing. And the Jags forgot they have a season to play. You're not wrong. Houston is confusing. Houston is very confusing. Am I, Eric? I'm doing a lot better than live broadcasters. I strive to be, I don't want to say I strive to be the best, because I don't compare myself to anybody, but I have very high standards for myself. So I always look to improve. And if there's something that I feel that I'm not good at, I just keep going and going and going until I get better at it. So, but thank you, man. You guys are being very kind. I'd rather hear you speak than some of the actual live broadcasters. I worked in radio for a little while. I was not I did do a radio show. It was a very small show, WVOX in, wow, I forgot where it was. It was in New York, some little rinky-dink town. This is a look at Jalen Warren. I love watching this man play football. We did a live show, and I was the producer of that show. But I was also kind of a third host, so I would talk on the mic from time to time. I do like having somebody with me that I can play off of. I feel like I'm much better in that situation. But I worked in radio for a while. I was a producer. I did a lot of audio editing, did a lot of video editing in school too. And let me tell you, man, I am just so thrilled with the technology that has come out, because when when I was in school, I went to the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. I went to college. Didn't know what I wanted to do. Went to the Connecticut School of Broadcasting after that because I was like, hey, I would love to get into sports, and we had projects to do. But back then, when I would put my projects together, they had a room with all this AV equipment, and I was taking like VHS cassettes and using 2 cassettes to put things together. And we had a green screen. I put together some nice packages with that very primitive equipment. So this equipment, look at Najee Harris go. Najee Harris with about a 17-yard run. So I put together some nice packages. Najee looks like he's a little banged up. Put together some nice packages with that primitive equipment. So the stuff that we have today, you can just download on your phone. I love CapCut, man. The people who made CapCut are geniuses. It is so user-friendly. And when they created a desktop version, I was over the moon because I was using, I forgot the program I was using before that. I was using CapCut on my phone. I was editing my videos on my phone a lot, but the phone would get hot. You were limited to what you can do, and it was very clunky. But CapCut for the PC is seamless. So they only launched that, I think, within the past month or so. So if you'll see, the quality of my videos got so much better once they did that because I was able to do so much more. Eric Jones, you would probably suck at it in the beginning, but then you would learn your way. Yeah, anytime you try something new, you're going to be bad at it. Doesn't mean you're always going to be bad at it. I want to show you guys some of my first videos. If I don't know if anybody here has been watching me that long. I hid a lot of those videos because they were just, well, Pat Fryermuth, Kenny Pickett to Pat Fryermuth. What a nice pass. But they were really bad. And they were just me getting used to talking, hearing my voice, because I hated hearing my voice, seeing my face. And I did that every day. I was doing sometimes 2 videos a day, just talking to the screen, my thoughts on football. I predicted Mac Jones would get drafted by the Patriots, by the way. A lot of things that I predicted that were pretty accurate. I should put a compilation of those. There were some things I got wrong, but they were bad videos. They were just bad videos. And it was okay. You're allowed to be bad for a while, and bad by your standard. Some of you guys might see those videos and be like, oh, they weren't bad. But by my standard, they were bad. But again, that's okay. If you're going to try something, just go. And don't and let me tell you, I had so many haters jumping in that was all my comments were haters. People telling me, you suck. Your takes suck. I remember some guy calling me Mr. Clean. I mean, there were just so many bad comments. And, you have to ignore that. You have to ignore that stuff. Once in a while, I'll get a comment now. Somebody says something. And somebody said it on one of my last video. Somebody, I forgot the name of the guy. But some people say, oh, you're a ripoff of Benchwarmer Brand. Me and Bran are friends. Bran loves my stuff. I love his stuff. We started at about the same time. He started a couple months before I did. But the first one I saw actually do something like this was Annie Agar, and then I saw Wyatt's World. And I felt like I wanted to do something along those lines. So I did it. Doing something in the same genre of somebody is not copying them. Copying them is copying them. And I would never do that. And you see my stuff. The people who watch and pay attention, you see the difference, right? Like my jokes are not the same as Wyatt's. Wyatt has hilarious jokes. He's very different. He has his own sense of humor. Brand has his own sense of humor, and they all work for what they do. And what I do works for what I do. And I add a lot more of, like the comic book stuff, the stuff that I'm interested in. So, that's my story. I hope that was fun. Better than Collinsworth? I don't know. Chris Collinsworth isn't bad. Chris Collinsworth isn't bad. I actually enjoy listening to him. I think I'm one of the few people that enjoy listening to him. I love listening to Tony Romo, though. He makes me laugh. Remy, I didn't go to college. I joined the Marine Corps. I know a lot of Marines. And was in during 9/11. Oh, wow. And the primitive stuff we had to use for warehousing and accounting. Oh, yes. Yeah, around 9/11. Well, I had just right before 9/11. That's right before I got into radio. But I actually lived in New Jersey at the time, and we had a view of the skyline. And I remember 9/11. I was seeing from my house the towers just smoldering. I remember my mom called me at the time. I was home asleep, and she called me and said they're shooting missiles into the Twin Towers. And I was just like, what? What are you talking about? And I walked outside and I saw the towers smoldering. And I was like, what the? And so right away, I was thinking they were shooting missiles into the towers. I went inside, turned on the news, and then I got into radio a couple months before that. That's where I met my wife, by the way. You've seen her in a skit of mine at the radio station. But yeah, that was rough, man. That was rough. For being in New York, it was rough. I knew people that work there. Fortunately, no one I knew died. A quick story about 9/11. A very good friend of mine, a guy I grew up with, his dad was a smoker, and he was in the second building. And actually, if you Google Donald Jodice, that's my cousin, by the way, he has a wooden leg, made it out of the tower. He was like on the 80-something floor. But if you my last name and the name Donald and 9/11, you'll see the article about him. And then his son went into the military after that. Two of the bravest men I know. But anyway, my buddy's dad was in the second tower, and he was a smoker. And they evacuated the tower, I think, after the first plane hit, and then they were sending everybody back in. And he said, "I'm going to hang back and have a cigarette." And everybody he worked with, most of them went back inside, and then the second plane hit, and they were all the way up top, and none of those people got out. So his dad made it out, luckily. So I'm bringing this 9/11 talk. I'm sorry, somebody mentioned 9/11. So I really enjoy your skits. Thank you so much, Perry. I appreciate it. We need more brand collabs. Yeah, I got to contact Brand. He's very busy. I don't like bothering people and saying, not that it would be a bother, not that he would consider it a bother. The Brand said, anytime you want to do something, you let me know. Such a good guy, such a nice guy. He did not have to. I mean, he blew up. I think when I first saw him, I had about 25,000 followers. He had about 65,000, 75,000, something like that. And then he blew up. Like his Bust Anonymous, one of his skits blew up, like 3 million views or something. And he did not know who I was at the time. He didn't learn who I was until after he blew up, and commented on one of my videos and said, "This is phenomenal. I forgot to do the ticker again." Said, "This is phenomenal. This was really well done." And then he followed me, and I was very happy about that. So then we talked a little bit, said, let's collab sometime. And then he contacted me one day, asked me if I wanted to be in Bust Anonymous. I did. I said, would you like to be in one of my things? He said, absolutely. We did it. And he did not have to reach out to somebody who is, in terms of following, is much smaller than he is, and be as respectful as he was. And it was just really nice. He's a good guy, and I will fight anybody who talks bad about him ever. So fist fight too, need to make a video giving your haters detention. I don't even like to acknowledge them sometimes. I mean, there was some people will say, oh, you're just copying Brand, whatever. Some people will say you're copying Wyatt. Some people tell me I'm copying Annie. Today, somebody said for the first time, I forgot the guy's name, Coach, I think they call him. He's so funny. Does a lot of funny videos where he's a coach and he's, you've probably seen him. He's like yelling at players. Somebody told me that my NFL high school was copying him. And I'm just like, what? I didn't even respond to it. I'm just like, okay. It just shows you're not paying attention. Like, you didn't watch my video. You see me doing something in the same genre and you assume that it's copying off somebody. But they say, do your own stuff. All my stuff is original. So you were dating a girl from Bayonne at the time. It was probably one of my cousins. I have family from Bayonne. If it smells like Bayonne, leave it alone. Yeah, smoking saved his life. You believe that? That's crazy. But yeah, that was funny. So Not funny. You know what I mean? The situation was crazy. That smoking saved his life. Pittsburgh's up 23. Vegas, that's the tension. 7 points, Vegas. What are you doing? Jimmy Garoppolo thinks just because he's handsome, he can go around throwing interceptions. That's not going to fly. But yeah, I would love to do more collaborations. It's a little tough because we're not in the same place. I did the collaboration with Paper Football Guy. We did one. He's another great guy. He is so nice. He's like one of the nicest guys I think I've met. Through whatever social media and everything. Other collaborators. But Paper Football. If you don't follow Paper Football Guy, follow him. He puts out absolute gems. But he's really nice, man. He's a really cool guy. What's up, man? How you doing tonight? Who you got in Miami versus Buffalo next week? I've got Miami. Miami beat Buffalo last year. I had to console Josh Allen. And Miami looks like an unstoppable force. That's what the quote is when the unstoppable force meets the immovable object. That's what Gorilla Monsoon said about Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant. Last name is Traina. You know what's funny? That name sounds very familiar. And now I'm going to rack my brain, but it's not somebody I'm related to, but I feel like I've heard that last name before. Oh my God, I almost knocked my mic down. Sorry about that, guys. Amir Abdullah, the little catch. I hope Vegas can claw back because I would love to have a very exciting ending to this game. I'm staying with you guys for the rest of the game. And if you stay with me, I mean, if there's nobody in here, then I'm not going to stay. But I'm going to do this for Jets games too. It'll be much more animated. It's hard when the team doesn't move the ball. It's hard to be, so invested in watching it, but still the Jets. It's like having that kid that robs liquor stores, but you love him anyway. Garoppolo moving. I feel like he faked that leg injury before. Oh, my God. Somebody tripped over Jimmy Garoppolo's head. Stupid seal. Going to be damn trench warfare. Also, both of these teams getting detention. Vegas for being Vegas. Pittsburgh for nearly breaking Jimmy's. Yeah. Yeah. This detention thing. Vegas gets the window seat. We know that unless somebody wants to fight for it. Let's do a little more play-by-play. I haven't done it in a while. Jimmy G in shotgun. Got 3 receivers. Oh, and he gets sacked. Who was that? Wow. Keanu Benton. Rookie out of Wisconsin. Big man. He looks like a monster. Oh, so I brew this. So this is just your standard basic moonshine. And as you can see, I can hold my liquor because I've been drinking this whole thing. And I don't even feel a buzz yet. I'm a big mason jar guy, by the way. I love mason jars. For some reason, I feel like I'm in medieval times when I drink out of a mason jar. And I don't think they had mason jars back then. Did they have glass back then during the Roman Empire? I'm thinking about the Roman Empire. William Scott Tua walks in with the daddy hat. Tua, wrong class. That would drive haters into overdrive. Yeah, I can't do the daddy hat. I can't do it. We did. If you didn't see the collab I did with Bran, we did. I was like, you have to do Mac Jones saying dad. And I was like, just do whatever you want. I'm going to call you. I'm going to have Brady call you. And just call him dad. Say whatever you want. And I'll play off it. And he put together a pretty funny video. And then we went. Funny thing about that video is he said, I think he said Bailey at the end. He said something wrong at the end and didn't catch it. And I don't want to go back to him and be like, oh, could you fix this? So I just created a whole multiverse skit around it, which actually worked. It actually worked very well. And I feel like made the video better than if he hadn't made that flub at the end. So Yeah, I actually remember. I remember that, man. When I was a waiter when I was younger, and me and my buddies would work a shift, go out, stay out all night, drink like crazy, and then next morning I'd be waiting tables again at like 10 a.m. hungover, but I was able to move. I stopped drinking. It got to a point where like I was never like a heavy drinker, just like I was young and hanging out with my friends, but I got to a point where I have a couple glasses of wine or something, or a couple beers, and I just felt like garbage the next day. I didn't want to do anything. So I was just like, yeah. Jets Chiefs next week. That is going to be fun. That's going to be a lot of fun. I wonder if the NFL is going to pull back some of those primetime games they give the Jets. It's going to be uh, the Chiefs get the Bears and the Jets. They get Justin Fields and Zach Wilson in back-to-back weeks. Talk about luck. That would be something, though, if Zach Wilson pulls that game off. We're in the fourth quarter. Jimmy G back to passing. There's a flag. False start on the Raiders. Raiders are raidering. Somebody said that before. Atrocious. And Jimmy G's in the shotgun again. Takes the. I'm going to do a. He takes the ball. He runs away from somebody, and he throws the football, and it's caught by a man. Devontae Adams, is it? Yep. It's going to be second and 34. Oh my God. This is why you're in detention all the time, Vegas. You know that? My excuse I drink so much in the Marine Corps is because the Marine Corps was born in a bar. Trying to find your birthplace. Well, I hope you found it. Yeah, Jesus Christ, Vegas is right. Wow, that's a hold. Oh my God. And I feel like Collinsworth is acting like that wasn't, a drastic hold. That was a ridiculous hold. Second and 34. Garoppolo back to pass. DeAndre Carter. Little speedster. All right. What did he pick up on that? Oh. Well, Collinsworth saying they can't play this game for low risk, but I think that was I thought that was a pretty good play call. 3rd and 18. Jacoby Myers caught that. Jacoby Myers is a football player. He is damn good. Yeah. Wow. You don't see a cleaner toe tap than that. Yeah, where has Hunter Renfrow been? That's surprising. Garoppolo in the shotgun takes the ball, throws it over the middle, and it was short of the first down anyway, but Jacoby Myers couldn't come up with it. Oh, Jimmy. I'd hate to be a Steelers fan right now. I mean, Raiders fan right now. I don't know what's worse. When you have playmakers like this and you're only putting up 7 points, or having playmakers and having a quarterback that can't move the ball. Loki season 2. Yeah, damn Jimmy. I really hope the MCU ups their game, starts putting out good movies. Because Ant-Man was terrible. Ant-Man was horrible. What was the? Did I see one? What came out after Ant-Man? Oh, Guardians of the Galaxy was good. Those movies are always good. James Gunn taking over the DC universe. The DCU is going to be a thing of beauty, I think. I think when we see that Superman movie, everyone who is hating on James Gunn is going to either they're going to continue hating on him and it's going to be unwarranted, or they're going to come to their senses, because the fact that he is incorporating characters like Guy Gardner in the first Superman movie, he's incorporating these characters. He's not just making it Superman versus a villain and that's it. He's incorporating these characters and giving us an extended DCU right off the bat, and I think it's going to be really cool. Thing I love about James Gunn too is he will stay true to the source material, which I don't understand why so many people before him, when it came to these DC movies, did not. Zack Snyder was horrible. Not a big fan of the Snyderverse. Tom Brady's part owner of the Raiders. I'm just saying, is that official? I don't know if that's official yet. With the emergency quarterback option they have, I'm shocked TB12 hasn't been named that for Vegas yet. Broncos Bears next week. Who wins and who gets permanent detention? Man, we might have to put something on the line for that game in NFL high school. That might be a possibility. The loser, something has to happen to the loser of that game. But you expect the Broncos to win that game, so I don't know. You would absolutely expect the Broncos to win that game. With the way the Bears are playing, you don't expect the Bears to win anything. And Najee Harris, that a gain of 3. I hate the fact that the DCU tried to tell 3 stories at the same time in Batman vs. Superman. That universe was so convoluted. And that's why I don't understand why people are so married to the Snyderverse, that they're mad at James Gunn for saying, well, I don't want Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill could have made a good Superman. I think he was a good Superman. I think he was written completely wrong for what Superman's supposed to be, which ruined it for me. So I don't want to see Henry Cavill as Superman anymore because of that. It's not his fault. It's like, I'm a huge Batman fan. I think Batman was the scariest of the Batman we've seen on film. Like, he was the most physically intimidating. He was the one that nailed it. I liked Christian Bale's Bruce Wayne, but I think as Batman, Mark Davis's haircut, man, Jesus Christ. I think his actual Batman, Ben Affleck's actual Batman was the best. But I think, but again, I'm not a fan of it because it's so not comic book accurate. You need a formidable Joker, number one, if you're going to have a good Batman. And the Joker they created for that universe was horrible. Just horrible. So, yeah, that was such a convoluted universe. I don't care about Aquaman coming out. Don't care. People are mad that Gal Gadot is not going to be Wonder Woman anymore. I do not care. I don't know what the Rock thought we wanted to see Superman versus Black Adam. He thought that was the thing we wanted to see. You've never read a comic book in your life, man. Just stop. I heard Peacemaker was top tier. I haven't seen it. But that was James Gunn, right? James Gunn did that. I mean, you look at Guardians of the Galaxy, he knows how to incorporate humor in the right spots. He knows how to touch your soul in the right spots, I'll say. the difference between him and a guy like Joss Whedon, the guy who created Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I feel like Joss Whedon is very good at what he does, but I feel like sometimes his humor doesn't fit the situation. I feel like James Gunn's humor fits the situation at the right spot. So Christopher Reeve is the only Superman for me. Right now, Christopher Reeve is the best Superman. We'll see what this kid can do in the new Superman movie. I think he's going to nail it. He looks the part, and I think James Gunn is going to write it well. I mean, the problem is, there's Ben Affleck. The problem is no one has stayed true to the source material in DC. Oh, look, all of a sudden, when Marvel decided to stay true to the source material, for the most part, I mean, they vary it because you can just get the comics and read it, so they have to vary the stories a little bit. But it's so amazing how much better the movies are. I mean, comic books have only been around since like the 1940s, right? 1930s. And they've been popular since then. So it's, and the source material I'm talking about is stuff that really happened after the whole comics code thing, when they were able to introduce violence again, like the Joker fish, for example, with Batman. That was like the first Batman issue after all that hokey stuff, and they weren't allowed to include violence, and you had kind of like that 60s Batman. But once we were able to do that, and then Marvel with X-Men in the 80s and all that stuff, I mean, that's the source material I'm talking about. Some of those stories were phenomenal. Some of those stories ripped your heart out. They were just so well written. And that's the stuff, that's what Marvel has been able to capture for the most part. They kind of strayed off that path a little bit because they had so many projects they were working on. I think they were going for a quantity over quality sort of deal. And I'm a big fan of quantity over quality. Give me fewer movies and fewer shows and make them all good. And if you've never read Planet Hulk and World War Hulk, go buy the Omnis right now. You can't get World War Hulk, the Omnis. They're going to re-release it soon, but I think next year at some point. But Planet Hulk, you can get one of the best stories ever written. That's going to be referenced in NFL high school sometime soon. So anyway, that's my rant on comic book movies. I might have to continue it. I'm going to get to this question after this play. Jimmy Garoppolo throws the ball. Oh, and look at that. We have a reception by Devontae Adams. He gets nailed near the Raiders symbol again. He keeps getting hit like in that same spot. Where did Vegas that's detention joke even originate from? Is it just beef with the Raiders or something? It originated from a skit that I did where I referenced the Breakfast Club and kind of did a parody of that scene where the teacher from the Breakfast Club gives John Bender detention, and they have a back and forth, and he just keeps going with, that's another one. That's another one. Do you want another one? And Bender just kept saying, yeah. So he gave him a bunch of detentions. And I just did that with the Raiders because the Raiders have always been the NFL bad boys. Their fans have always been considered like I'm not saying that, but I'm saying they've been considered like the degenerates of the NFL. And so I figured it fit with the Raiders. And then people loved it. So it just continued it after that. That was a nice pass to Adams. And Jimmy Garoppolo is in the shotgun. Is that a 4-receiver set? Looks that way. Hunter Renfrow has made an appearance. Well, surprises never cease. Second target of the night. So anyway, back to James Gunn. He's a guy who not only does he know the source material, but he appreciates the source material, which is always a good thing. He appreciates the source material, which is why I have absolute faith these DC movies are going to be good. And I don't know how anybody doesn't see that, especially people. Oh, look at Josh Jacobs. We have a Josh Jacobs sighting now. What a way to turn it up, Vegas, with 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Gain of 10. Beautiful. Beautiful. You see, now I want Vegas to come back. Vegas, if you come back, you will not get detention for the next, I don't know if I can promise that, 5 episodes. I said it here the 11 people or 19 people who are in here, if Vegas comes back and wins this game, they will be free. I will make sure the teacher knows they are not to get detention for the next 3 weeks, we'll say. Unless they do something stupid, which is always possible. Yeah, the O-line's pretty bad, SG. O-line is pretty bad. I want to thank all you guys for hanging out with me right now. This is awesome. This really means a lot. It means a lot, all the support you guys give me, all the comments, the fact that you guys spend your time watching my videos, and SG quoting lines from former videos. That blows my mind. Garoppolo gets sacked. That was terrible. It's Gio. Make it 4? All right, we'll make it 4. If they come back and win this game, 4 weeks, 4 games, they will not get detention. 4 games. I don't think it's going to happen. I really don't think it's going to happen. You're a Raiders fan. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I got to go to Gio's comment first. I'm a Raider fan. We sucked my entire life since 1998. Oh, I love when people come on that are younger than me and talk about pain. And they're like, yeah, I had a kid tell me, and this isn't a shot at you, but I've been suffering for a long time with the Jets. So it's like, I look at your situation and I say, it hasn't been that bad yet. Just wait. But I had a kid tell me, he was 13. He's like, yeah, I've been I forgot what team he supported. He's like, yeah, been a fan my whole life since I was 5. So these 8 years have been rough. And I was just like, oh man, you don't know pain. First time teacher goes to give Vegas detention, the creator comes over the PA and overrules him. Well, now let's be clear. The creator himself does not speak on the PA. The creator happens to be in the room of the speaker and dictates to him what he wants said. The same way Jerry dictates to Dallas what he wants said. Raiders are getting the calls now. Here we go. Vegas comes back. They get a hall pass. I don't know if I can give Vegas a hall pass. Or I can approve giving Vegas a hall pass. We'll say that. I don't know if I can do that. Vegas comes back. Pittsburgh needs to be in detention with Denver. That's a possibility. That's a possibility. Pittsburgh might get detention if they end up losing this game to Vegas. And Vegas still isn't going to want to give up the window seat. They're not going to want Vegas. They're not going to want Pittsburgh to be sitting in that window seat. Vegas isn't going to know what to do if they're not with themselves, if they're not in detention. What do they do with that time? Unless McDummy does something dumb in between, then I understand. Yeah. Yeah, it would have to be something really bad, and knowing Vegas, that's not out of the realm of possibility. Ty, thank you so much. I love your videos, always hilarious. I appreciate it. Remy. The material's awesome, and if you do more of this more often, I'll be watching every week. I plan on doing it more often, man. I want to do more of these. If there's a point, wow, Garoppolo gets knocked. Sorry, Remy. Sorry to interrupt that thought there. But thank you so much. Yeah, I want to do more. If there's a period where I haven't done them, it's because I've just gotten really busy. But every waking moment, every free moment I have, trust me, it's working on content. Every free moment. And my wife can vouch for that. And she loves it. She loves when I do it. She doesn't follow football. She likes watching. It's funny because I have a lot of people in my life that don't watch football, but they watch my stuff and they say, this helps me understand certain things, but I'm entertained by it. So I like that. Yeah, God forbid you hit the quarterback, right? That should not be roughing the passer. I mean, his arms wrapped around him. Yeah. He led with the helmet. The helmet to helmet is the problem there. It shouldn't have been a foul. Yeah, it shouldn't have been. Jacoby Myers. Oh, man, I wish he would have gotten the end zone there. SG, that's a soft call. Yeah, it was the helmet to helmet. That's why they called it. But it wasn't an intentional helmet to helmet. It's not like he lowered his head. I mean, your head is pretty much at the same level as the other guy. There's a chance they're going to touch if you're tackling him. It's a contact sport. So yeah, I don't agree with that. Everyone involved in the scheme gets detention except TJ Watt. Touchdown, Devontae Adams. Need the 2-point conversion. All right, let's update the ticker. This is always very exciting, guys, updating this ticker. Well, let's see if they get that 2-point conversion first. Beautiful. Could you imagine Vegas comes back and gets the 2-point conversion, ties this, or gets the 2-point conversion, comes back and ties it with another 2-point conversion? That was a hell of a little route by Devontae Adams, by the way. The Raiders have been awful in 2-point conversions for the past 2 years. Garoppolo looks scared. Kobe Myers. Props to Garoppolo for escaping that. That's some nice footwork. Karen, you're out of chocolate and should have bought more cigarettes before this game. I do not condone smoking cigarettes. And if it's chocolate, make sure it's not milk chocolate. Michael Mayer. Michael Mayer is a phenomenal football player. 23-15. Vegas must have heard me. They want to get out of detention. He was wide open on that. Jesus. Michael Mayer. This is looking like Rodgers to Adams. 23-15. Guys, I'm going to take a quick pee break. Be right back. Oh, check it out. I'm back. Remy wants Vegas out of detention, so Enver can sit there. Well, so this is the World War Hulk. Oh man, you can't even see it. Oh my god, I can't believe that. All right, anyway, that's the Planet Hulk. How about if I do this? Oh man, my god, look at that. Oh, because it's green, and that's a green screen. Okay, I didn't think about that. Let me show you maybe the inside. You can see these omnis are beautiful, and I just lost my bookmark. But yeah, I'm reading this again, and I have a Venom bookmark. Look at that. It's not really a bookmark. It's made out of tin, but it works. So no, the mason jar is not for pee breaks. Mason jar is internal only. It kind of does, the stupid seal. I'm not. I mean, it does kind of feel like old time football tonight. And it's fitting that it's the Raiders and Pittsburgh, two teams that kind of embody that 70s style football. I feel very good about this Raiders comeback. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like it could be a thing. Incomplete pass to Calvin Austin. True, not enough flags for the 70 Raiders. That is very true. All right, so we got Pickett in the shotgun. He gives the ball to Najee Harris, who does nothing. Thoughts on Kenny Pickett? He's not looking so far this season. He's not looking as good as I thought he was. I thought he was really going to take a step forward, especially after seeing the preseason. Um, I don't think he's a bad quarterback, but again, I think I don't know if you were here earlier when I was talking about the quarterback tiers. I wouldn't quite put him in that Kirk Cousins, Dak Prescott tier just yet. Same with Jordan Love. I feel like these guys are outside of that tier, and we have to see a little bit more from them to determine whether or not they'll jump into that tier. But seeing the way the Jets quarterbacks has played, Jets quarterback has played, every quarterback looks good to me. I mean, every quarterback looks not bad to me, we'll say. Pickett's overdue for an interception. We'll see, Karen. If you have the future telling device, which does not exist, let us know if it's going to happen. Yeah, Najee Harris does nothing seems to be a theme. I mean, that's par for the course so far. Thoughts on Justin Fields? Or, yeah, Justin Fields is in that Zach Wilson tier. Justin Fields is like slightly ahead of Zach Wilson right now. Wow, incomplete. Beautiful. Forced a 3 and out. That Vegas defense. Yeah, Nate Hobbs. We're going to put his name on the screen. That was a nice play. Wow. Great defense. A little risky, not looking at the ball, but got away with it. I'm not saying it was not a clean play, but they throw flags on that sometimes. Carter with a nice little return. Got them to about midfield. All right, 4:35 left. Let's see if Jimmy Garoppolo can manufacture something here. No future telling device. Just years of watching Pittsburgh. Yeah. Well, you don't have the future telling device because it does not exist. So it's no big mystery as to why you don't have it. Remy, let's go. Jimmy G, let's do this. All right, Jimmy G is in shotgun again. Let's try to do a little play-by-play here again. I'm probably a little behind you guys. And he gets the ball. He stands there. He's looking around. He's looking for somebody. He throws the ball to somebody, and it's caught by that person, and that person falls down. I can't see who it was. How was that play-by-play? That was Jacobs? Josh Jacobs. Okay. Raiders need to score before 2 minutes in case they don't convert the two. Yeah. But the way their defense is playing, though, Devontae Adams, 13 catches. Wow. Did you guys see the game Keenan Allen had today, though? Wow. That was another stack I was going for, and I just couldn't get it. The Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen stack. I have a buddy in the league that traded him for Deebo Samuel before the season. And, oh, my dog's just ran in the room. Yeah, I saw he threw a TD to Mike Williams. Astro, come here. Come. You guys want to see? Come here. Oh, he doesn't want to come over. All right. I was going to put him on screen, but he didn't want to do it. They're getting extra help against Devontae, but it doesn't matter. Man, look at how smooth he runs his routes, man. That is a thing of beauty. I need a Jacoby Myers touchdown. Come on, Garoppolo, get out of there. Nice. That's caught by Myers. Nice. Keenan Allen had a good game last week, too, though. But today was just dynamite. Yeah, he was like 48 points, man. He put up insane. Yeah, I was trying to get my dog to come over here, but he refused and walked away. I don't think he wants to see Vegas. Fourth and 1. That's a long one, too. False start. Oh, boy. So, quick story about my dogs. They're actually brothers. Somebody dropped them in an orange grove somewhere. My vet picked them up, and we went to, we were going to adopt one of them, but I was like, I'm not separating them. They're brothers. People were like, oh, you can't have dogs from the same litter. I was like, okay. They were having so much fun together. So we kept them together. They beat the crap out of each other, by the way. And they're like this big. 48-yard field goal from Carlson. Yeah, I don't know about this. I mean, they have faith in the defense, I guess, because the defense has been playing well. We'll see. It'll either turn out to be a good move or a boneheaded move. There's another flag. Wow. Wow. The Raiders with an automatic first down. Unbelievable. Who would have thought? Yeah, leverage flag, right? Who would have thought the Raiders would be getting calls like this? Wow. Let's see if we can see. I don't even. Oh, yeah, he does. Uh, I don't know. Yeah, you just can't really see it that well from those angles, but I haven't done college skits. I do skits around draft time, but I haven't done any college skits. I pay attention to college for the NFL draft. I'm not a big. I don't have a favorite college football team. I am not a big college football fan. So um, I stick with the NFL, and I'm the pro football demon, not the college football demon. There might be a college football demon out there somewhere. Oh, maybe we should find them. Oh, let's see. I can't believe the Raiders are driving that field right now. Third and 4. Gonna get the ball to Devontae. Devontae thought he was choosing Carl Rogers, then ended up with Jimmy G or Love. Yeah. I feel like the universe put him in delayed detention. He's looking pretty good with Jimmy G right now. Strange that he didn't look good with Carr. Oh man, Kobe Myers made a nice catch out of bounds. Man, Jacoby Myers is such a good receiver. I think, yeah, I don't know why Vegas isn't going for this on fourth down, but this close, I would definitely go for it on fourth down. All right, we got to update that ticker. No flags. Vegas might get detention for going for the field goal there.
Everything's closed
Okay.
and all the lights are off.
Okay. Oh, thank you. My wife is going to bed. So, yeah, especially since they grew up together, Carr and Adams. Did they grow up together? Or did they just play college ball together? I don't know that they were boys before they played college ball. I don't know much about that story, so enlighten me if you know it. So let's see if Vegas's defense can put this together. See what they do. So my stream hasn't glitched too much, right? Because I was worried that since I'm so far away from my router that it might glitch, but it seems like it's doing okay. Guess Vegas will get kicked out of class. Yeah. I mean, the game was teed up for them. And they let Najee get 5. I don't like that. It was pretty ridiculous. Now that I'm thinking about it, they should have totally just went for it on that 4th down. I mean, so if you're a pro football demon, does that make your wife a pro football angel? She's definitely an angel. Absolutely an angel. So you might be onto something there. Thank you, Cliff. Been fine for a while now. Okay. That was a Madden score. My God. That was like playing Madden on the easy level and turning the AI all the way down. What do we got? 3rd and 2, is it? 3rd and 3? Third and 2. This is it. This could be the game right here. I think this will be the game right here. And it technically wouldn't be the game, but we'll see. Stranger things have happened. But Raiders defense have been pretty good in these situations tonight. Wow, wide open. Yep. That's the tension for going for a field goal when you needed a touchdown. Absolutely. And you were 4th and 4. They were within no, they were just outside the 10, right? They were within the 20. No, I think they were within the 10. I don't remember. I know they were close to the goal line. Silly. We got some college football talk here. Remy minus 4-0 after laying the wood to Prime in Colorado on Sunday. Go Ducks. There will be no Deion Sanders slander here tonight. William Scott, Vegas doesn't need detention. They need remedial math. Yeah. Yeah, but maybe they can brush up on the importance of going for a touchdown when you're in a position to go for a touchdown while they're in detention. So they have no timeouts left. All right. Let's see what happens. I don't see them pulling it off, but again, stranger things have happened. And there's always the possibility Pittsburgh can turn the ball over here. But again, it's a bad snap or something. Yeah, we're down by 8. Let's go for 3. No, I was just kidding, Aaron. I didn't think you were slandering Deion. Oh, Jalen Warren took a shot. Yeah, look at 15 minutes for their last drive. Sometimes when you look at Josh McDaniels, it looks like he doesn't quite have a clue. I mean, I don't know. Chris Collinsworth is making a great point right now. where you go for it there, even if you don't, you have them backed up and you still have all your timeouts. That was a boneheaded decision. 3rd and 11. I don't know what the spread is, William. I do not bet the spread. Yeah. Yawning. This is all right, so they're gonna get the ball back with, like SG said, what, about 15 seconds left? This was so bad. Wow, I can't believe Vegas did this. So ridiculous. How exciting would that have been if they would have went for it on that 4th down and gotten it? Stupid Josh McDaniels just robbed us of what could have been a phenomenal finish. And I will apologize if they happen to pull us off, but unfortunately, I don't see it happening. Yeah, and I watched Carter pull a Jetson kick return for a touchdown. That could happen. That was gee, oh my God. Wow. Never mind. Yeah. 12 seconds, not even 15 seconds. Poor Raiders fans. Well, overall, there was 43.5. Wow. Yeah, he was lucky to get that back. The Raiders were giving up 3? Or was that Raiders by 3? Yeah, picked off. Whatever, SG, whatever your internet is, man, it is lightning fast. Because you were about a minute ahead of me. Well, that was it, guys. My first full live stream from beginning to end, and you were all here to enjoy it with me. Thank you so much. Karen, so glad I found your stuff. Thanks for doing what you do. Thank you for enjoying it. Thank you for the support. I really appreciate it. I'm going to keep doing more, and I want to continue doing more after that. Guys, this was a lot of fun. We're going to be doing more of these from beginning to end, especially with Jets games. If you want to sit through those. But everybody hit the like button. Thank you, Cliff. Thank you so much. Remy, hope to see you again soon. I might not be live tomorrow. I have to work on getting a skit out this week. So I might work on that while the game's on. So I'm probably not going to be live tomorrow, but I'll definitely be live next week for the Jets Chiefs, without a doubt. I might do another game during the day, but if I do, I will post a thumbnail and let you guys know. But Aaron, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to try to make these more interesting. Guys, I will talk to you soon. Love you all. Thank you so much for all the support. I'm going to end the stream now. I'm going to say, as I always say, I don't have a tagline.